of thought.
Get ready.
The Prophet of Thought series.
Peace, folks, and welcome back to another edition of the Prophet of Thought series, right here on the old T.P.O.T YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why you are here. I know I told y'all last week we was only going to do one show this week because I got a big show tomorrow. Actually, that's what was gonna happen, y'all. But my man Cory Haywood, because if y'all follow me, y'all know Cory Haywood. That's my man. He hit me up. He hit me up the other day, and he was like, "Yo, X, man, I want to get up there. You know, I want to talk about Kanye West and a few other things." So, you know, he hit me up. So I said, "Okay, I'll do a show on Wednesday," even though I wasn't planning on doing a show on Wednesday. But Brother Haywood hit me up, and he was like, "Yo, X, I want to come on." So that's why I'm here today. But make sure you tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a really, really good show. We're going to be talking about the search for the Black Widow. And my guests tomorrow are going to be Obsidian, Brother Nagone, Black Ram 313, Kevin Samuels, and Brother Jay Shine. So it's going to be a real good show tomorrow. So make sure you have your black behinds here tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be good. As a matter of fact, Brother Haywood just hit me up and he said he running a little late, so it's gonna be a little while before he come on. It's gonna be a few minutes because he just hit me up like 5 minutes before I got on the air. He was like, "Yo, X, man, I'll be going a little late." So, you know, so I just guess I'll just run my mouth until he shows up. Anyway, first, I'd like to thank my donors from last week. I got a few donations last week. I am grateful to you for that. Those of you who donate, you know who you are, because I always sit down and write you a personal email whenever you donate to TPOT Media, thanking you personally, not an auto-generated email, but all of you know that. I sit down and I write you a personal email thanking you for your generous contribution. Whether it's 5 of you or 500 of you, I sit down and I write every single one of you an email. If there's somebody who has donated and X hasn't written you an email, please let me know that you donated and I didn't write you. Just hit me up and be like, yo, X, man, I sent you $2. God damn it. And you didn't even thank me for it. So if there's anybody out there who donated to me and I didn't send you an email, you didn't get an email back, just hit me up and I'll make sure you get that thank you email. All right. So I just want to thank y'all for that. Also, as you know, we've been doing some things different here at TPOT Media. If you've been watching for the last few weeks, you know I've been having some interviews. I've been having some really some different kind of guests. You know, we getting back to the old TPOT Media of old. You know, where we interview people, talk about people's stories, tragedy, conflict, successes. You know, that's what we've been doing here lately. There's been some changes and there's going to be some more changes, you know, as time goes on. Pretty soon, y'all are going to start seeing some different things in the backdrop because I have been working on that. As y'all can see, it's a different placard up now, but you know that's just temporary because I got some really, really nice that I'm in the middle of working on, and it's almost completed. See, I'm not going to tell y'all when I'm going to do it. Y'all just going to look up and y'all are going to see it. All right, so that's how that's going. So let's get on with what's going on tonight. Brother Haywood, as y'all know, he is a conservative, a Republican. He talks a lot of shit, and he usually pisses a lot of people off when he comes up on here. That's kind of who Brother Haywood is. But I've been knowing Brother Haywood for some years now. I've been knowing Brother Haywood for about 5 years. You know, that's just who he is. I don't always agree with the brother. You know, I agree with him on some points, but I disagree with him on a lot of points as well. I respect his point of view, even though I disagree with it a lot, but he's still my man. So, you know, you look through my archives, you see at least 3 or 4, 5 videos that Brother Haywood is on. You know what I'm saying? And every time he's on, it's always some bullshit because he always says some bullshit to make people mad. That's just what he does. He makes you mad. He argues with folks. He talks shit. That's Brother Haywood. That's who he is. So, like I said, I wasn't even going to do a show tonight because I'm actually kind of tired. I wasn't going to do a show tonight at all. But he hit me up the other day, and I had to squeeze him in tonight because I got the big show tomorrow with all the brothers, with Brother Samuels and the Gone and Black Ram and Obsidian, everybody like that. So I didn't want to squeeze him in tomorrow because that slot's already full. So I said, okay, I'll bring you in tonight. So tonight, I'm gonna let him get up here and talk his shit. He wants to talk about Kanye West and a few other things, which we can talk about too, if you want. I saw the snippet. You know, I'm not much for Saturday Night Live, but I did see the snippet of him up there talking. And to be honest with y'all, we can't be surprised at some of the things that come out of the mouth of Kanye West these days. I mean, he says things that don't make a lot of sense to me most of the time, but you know, he's one of many people who says things that don't make sense to me. So, you know, we can't be surprised, we can't be shocked. You know, when we hear things like that coming from him, we just cannot be shocked at all. I'm to the point now where nothing shocks me anyway. You know, in the world that we live in, I mean, nothing shocks me at all. I mean, we have Donald Trump is the president. So if that don't take the cake, I don't know what does. You know, what that tells me is that any goddamn thing is possible. Yeah, anything is possible. So, I mean, at this point, I'm not shocked at anything I see. So what I choose to do is just sit back and watch. You know, I sit back and watch. I don't say too much. because I'm pretty sure a lot of the things I say up here to y'all probably don't understand. Y'all probably say X is nuts. So, I mean, to each his own. We all have our points of view. We all have our perception of the world, and we all look through different spectrums, man. We look through different lenses, you know, where we find common ground. Hey, we can walk on that common ground. Where we don't find common ground, that's where we can kind of part ways and come back together when we can find common ground again. So, I try not to pass judgment on people, man. I don't pass judgment on people. A lot of people say, oh, he's crazy, he's this, he's that. I don't know that. I don't know the brother. All I know is what I see. Okay. I've never met Kanye. I've never sat down and talked to him. So only thing I can go by is what I see him on the screen. That's it. What you hear from his music. So I'm not going to be the one to say he's crazy, but I will say I'm not shocked when he says certain things, because I've heard him say things that were kind of strange before. So, I mean, I don't really know what the big deal is. What did stick out, though, when he said, let's abolish the 13th Amendment. Now, that is kind of out there for him to say that. I don't think it would make much difference, though, if it wasn't him saying it. If I was saying it or some of you were saying it, I don't think it would matter as much. It's not always about the message. Sometimes it's about the messenger. So being that he's a popular figure and a pop culture figure, if you will, of course it matters when he says that kind of stuff. It circulates on Twitter, it circulates in the news, it circulates on TV, it circulates through media. So of course it matters when somebody like him says that. Whatever he says that's a little bit against the grain is going to go viral. I mean, that's just a fact. This isn't nothing that we haven't seen before. So, like I said, we can't be surprised at these things. I think that especially we as Black folks, I think we have a little more to be concerned with than what Kanye West is saying. I mean, Kanye West is one of the people who probably has more money than most of us Black people will ever have in our lifetime. So, I mean, I don't think we should be too concerned what any of these celebrities are saying. If you ask me, we shouldn't be too concerned. I mean, I know I'm not. I'm not too concerned with what celebrities have to say. I'm not too concerned with what politicians have to say. I'm really not. What they do don't float my boat. They don't have any effect on my life. They just don't. I mean, I look at, for instance, man, the changing of the guard. We go from Barack Obama to Donald Trump, and guess what? My life hasn't changed. My life hasn't changed at all. It really hasn't, because what other people do don't really affect what I do. Doesn't affect what I have. Doesn't affect how I work. It doesn't. I mean, these things don't affect me. I mean, the biggest effects that I feel on my life is when I do certain things. Okay. If I make certain decisions, that's when I see the greatest effect on my life. It's not what, government is doing or what celebrities are doing or even what people on YouTube are doing. I see the greatest effect on my life by the things I do and the decisions I make. So, I mean, I don't subscribe to any of that. I don't subscribe to none of that stuff. I mean, because I'm a true believer that many times, man, we are writers of our own destiny. Okay. And sometimes we write our destiny with a Sharpie, with a permanent marker. And sometimes we write our destiny with pencil. So when you write it with pencil, you actually can erase some of that stuff and write something else. Oftentimes we write our destiny with that permanent marker and we set that path, and it's hard to change. I'm a believer that I write my own destiny. I mean, I think destiny is the sum total of the decisions that I've made in my entire life. So, I mean, everything I've done in my life has prepared me for right now. Okay. It's prepared me for right now. Right now is my destiny right here tonight on this YouTube channel. Everything that I've done up to this point the decisions that I've made, the actions that I've taken, okay, the sum total of all of that, that is your destiny. The sum total of the decisions that you made throughout your life. So, I mean, I think we give a little more credit, man, to things than they freaking deserve. We do. You know, I think we give way too much credit to other things and outside influences on our lives individually. Now, when you talk about collectively, that's something different. All right. Collectively, as Black folks, that's something different. But individually, I think that we give way too much credit to other outside forces. You know, I just think that's just what I believe. I know because I used to do it myself. But see, one day I woke up and I figured it out, okay, that I am in control of what I do with my life. I'm in control in the direction that I take. I'm in control of the decisions that I make, okay? I'm in control of that. No one controls that. No one controls how I think. No one controls what I do, okay? If I want something, I have to go out there and get it. I have to work for it. I mean, I spoke about this last week, okay? When we had Brother Van on and we was talking about his book, Ghetto Bastard, okay? Everything I've ever gotten in my life, I've worked for. No one's given me anything. No one's ever walked up and said, here, X, here. I mean, I haven't had that experience. Maybe some of you have had that experience. I have not. Everything I've ever gained in my life, okay, I have bled and sweat for, okay? I bled and sweat for it. I've worked for everything I've had, all right? And I've been working ever since I was a child. So I make no apologies for thinking that way because I've always wanted things in my life. And I always knew that the only way I was going to get them is if I worked for them and got them myself. I knew waiting for other people to hand them to me, I knew that was never going to happen. See, I understood that at a very early age. All right. At a very, very early age, I understood that, hey, whatever you want, you're going to have to go out there and get. No one's going to hand it to you. Okay. I've never been a person to throw my hands up. Okay. And say, the white man got me or white supremacy got me. I've never been that either. I've always been a person who rolled his sleeves up and got to work. Okay. And that's what I would advise you folks to do. Instead of throwing your hands up and let whatever get you, roll your sleeves up and get to work. Roll your sleeves up and get to work. Because guess what? If you have it in your mind that you will never have anything, guess what? You will never have anything. Yeah, you will never have anything. But you get it in your mind that you will have something. You'll take those proper steps to make sure you do have it, regardless of what anybody else is saying or what anybody else is doing. And that's the message I wanna get across to y'all. And I'm gonna try to get that message across to y'all as much as I can. And the reason why is because I feel like it's too much bullshit being told to our people lately, man. There's too much bullshit being told to our people. Too much. We have a tendency to be telling our people that it's all right to fail because of whatever, because of the white power structure, because of white people, because of this, that. And I just think that's BS. I think it's BS. Because guess what? I'm Black just like everybody else. So whatever white supremacy you're feeling, whatever effects the white power structure is having on you, you think that shit ain't having an effect on me? You think it's not having an effect on me? Of course it is. But see, what I like to do is take that and use that as a reason to succeed, as opposed to an excuse to fail. Now, there's been a lot of talk, and I talked about this the other night on someone else's platform. I said that there's this narrative about us as black men that we aren't fighting white supremacy. And I listen to that and I go, really? We're not fighting white supremacy. Now, when people say that, they have to distinguish what they mean. When you say we're not fighting white supremacy as black men, what do you mean? Do you mean collectively? Do you mean individually? Because maybe, possibly, we're not fighting white supremacy enough collectively. But I'll say this, and I said this the other night. If you're a black man who's making something out of himself, if you're a black man who taking care of his family, his children, taking care of his responsibility, being a stand-up dude and doing what's right for the people who wear your crest, you are fighting white supremacy. Yeah, you're fighting white supremacy. Now, you're fighting white supremacy individually. Yeah, you're fighting it individually, because every time a black man makes something out of himself, he's fighting white supremacy. When a black man is taking care of his woman and his children and his house and his life and his business, guess what? That black man is fighting and resisting white supremacy. Now, someone else's idea of how to fight white supremacy may be different. It may be totally different in their mind. But you can't say that I'm not fighting white supremacy because I'm not doing what you think I should do. Okay? Instead of telling me that I'm not fighting white supremacy, ask me, am I fighting white supremacy? Ask me. Because let's be honest, man, a lot of us aren't built to fight it collectively. We're not. We're not all built to be community organizers. We're not all built to be mentors. We're not all built to be involved with politics or the political arena. Many of us just aren't built for that. We're not. Now, some of us are. But what many of us black men are built for, we're built for making something out of ourselves, building our own lives, building our own futures, building our children's futures, building our families' futures, teaching our kids how to navigate through this world, through this life as a black person. That's how I choose to fight white supremacy. Because, see, I don't have to answer to no white person. Don't no white person tell me jack, nothing. And I made it that way. Why? Why? Because I wanted to be able to create my own foundation for my descendants who come after me to live off of, to profit off of, to have long after I'm gone. These are the things we can do to fight the so-called white supremacy boogeyman that we hear about all the time. Because guess what? Not everybody has to fight white supremacy collectively, man, because not all of us are built for that. That's not in all of our wheelhouses. But I think it is in all of our wheelhouses to support our family, make something out of our damn selves. Okay, not fall victims to the damn traps that the white man set for you. I think all of us possibly are built for that. So when I hear people talk this, oh, y'all not doing nothing to fight white supremacy, I just think that's a bunch of BS, man. I think that's a bunch of BS. Now, the things that we're doing may not benefit your black ass. Yeah, what we're doing may not benefit you, but what we're doing benefits us. It benefits us and it benefits ours. Because, see, I think that is the eventual key. That is the eventual key to all of this. If everybody takes care of theirs, just like when they talk this protection stuff, if everybody protects theirs, we wouldn't have any problems. We just wouldn't. Because you've also heard people talk about the protection of women. Oh, you men don't want to protect women. Black men don't want to protect black women. Bullshit. Let me tell you something. I have a wife, I have 2 daughters, I have granddaughters. And I tell you what, if I'm walking down the street with my wife, my daughters, or my granddaughters, you actually think they worried about being unprotected? Because they already know. Anybody come up to them, say something crazy, do something crazy, act crazy, they know I'll cut their goddamn heads off. They know I'll split them from head to damn toe and watch their damn entrails spill on the street. Okay? Let us be clear. You ask anybody that wears my crest, do they feel unprotected when they with me? You ask my wife, do she feel unprotected when she with me? You ask my daughters, do they feel unprotected when they with their old man? Ask my granddaughters, do they feel unprotected when they with Pop? So when we talk about protection, I think we go off on these crazy levels. You know, we got this mind state sometimes that, you know, everybody belongs to everybody. BS. Yours belong to you. Mine belong to me. So if we start protecting ours, if we start leading ours, then we wouldn't have these cries for everybody else to protect ours and lead ours, because we'd be doing it ourselves. Because if you're not doing it in the confines of your own home, how can we expect you to go out and do it somewhere else? That doesn't make any sense to me. And it seems like that's what people are asking here lately. You know, they're expecting people to come out and protect the neighborhood, protect the block, protect the street, protect the city. How about you protect the confines of your 4 walls? Won't you lead that first? Start with leading that. Start with being strong for those people, the people who wear your crest. Then and only then can you be qualified or capable of going out of the confines of your own domicile and leading others and protecting others. Just like anything else. Shit, you think I would hire a security guard to go down and guard my building when his house had been broken into 4 times? Why the hell would I hire that security guard to guard my shit when his crib had been broken in 3, 4 times? I'm going to hire him to come down and guard my shit when he can't even guard his own shit? What's good, brother Jay Shine? I'm going to send you the link, man. You can hop on if you want. You think I can trust him? His house done been broken into 4, 5 times, but I'm going to go to him and hire him to guard my building. What sense would that make? What sense would that make? All right, think about that. So I mean, we gotta get past this bullshit, man. I think a lot of times as black folks, man, we fucking delusional, especially with this damn this internet shit. This shit got us delusional, boy. Because, you know, we get up here and say anything, you know. Yeah, get up here and say anything. Anything goes on the goddamn internet. I think we got to get past that, man, and get realistic about some shit, man. Got to get realistic about some shit. I think a lot of times, man, we get caught up in this damn we get caught up in this internet shit, and we forget reality. We forget about that we have when we turn this damn gadget off. I think we forget it, man, many times. We forget about the life that we have, man, when this gadget goes off. All right. Because the shit we sit up here and do and say and all the nonsense that goes on here, a lot of this shit ain't even applicable to real life, man. It ain't even applicable to real life. It's just not. Shit. Because think about it. Think about all the shit that people say and come at you with on the internet. You think many of these damn Negroes would be saying that crap to you, man, if they was in front of your face? Huh? You think they would? I know they wouldn't be saying it to me. Because I know a lot of the crap that I hear from some of these people on the internet. Let me tell you something, man. If it was 20, 25 years ago, guess what? I'd be trying to come find some of these brothers. I'd walk right up on you. What now, Negro? See, I'm an older dude now. I'm a lot calmer, you know. I don't want to be scuffling and fighting with you now. Now I'm just going to shoot your black ass. Especially if you come up on my damn property. Yeah, I was going to shoot you and put a TV in your hand. Yeah, shoot you and put a DVR in your hand or something, or on Xbox. Just shoot you and just like lay it by your hand. Call the police and say you broke my shit. You was running with that damn Xbox and I shot you. You know? I mean, the internet has given people just cause to be reckless. Very, very reckless. And I think that the internet and media has also put up a lot of false narratives. And what it has done, man, it has people listening to each other too much, if you understand what I'm saying. We find ourselves saying things that we don't even really believe, man. We find ourselves saying things that we don't really believe. We're saying that shit because we heard somebody say it that we listen to every day on this damn thing. We didn't believe it when we heard them saying it, but we heard them say it so goddamn much that now we're repeating it. We're repeating it. And many of us, we know better. We know better. We know better. But we can't help ourselves, man. We can't help ourselves. Because this internet shit has given us personalities, many of us. Because let's face it, a lot of the people that are on the internet, man, we know who they are. We know who they are. A lot of them sitting in mama's basement. All they got is this damn computer. Why you think you see them in every chat? You see them on every stream. They're everywhere. No matter what time of the day it is, you see them there. No matter when it is, whether it's 9 o'clock in the morning, 2 in the morning, 5 in the evening, lunchtime, you see them. So one thing that you know they don't have is a goddamn job and or a goddamn life, because you see them too damn much. Anybody that you see up on here, all times of the day, all times of the night, every single goddamn day, that's a person with a lot of time on their hands. See, me, I don't have a lot of time on my hands because I got other shit that I got to do. I can't be up on here 24 hours a day. Because guess what? If I was up on here 24 hours a day, I have to come move with one of y'all. Because I wouldn't have a house, I wouldn't have a car, wouldn't have no food, I wouldn't have lights, wouldn't have internet, I wouldn't have water. I wouldn't have any of those things. I can't be up here 24 hours a day talking with y'all. All right? As much as I like y'all, I can't be up here shooting the shit with y'all 24 hours a day. Because what I would be eventually doing is up here at y'all can live at y'all. Because see, I don't got nowhere to stay. And I'm getting my internet from Starbucks. Yeah, I'm at Starbucks now. Now I'm doing my show at Starbucks. Because see, I don't have a house. So I don't have an internet. So now I got to sit at Starbucks and run T.P.O.T from Starbucks. Starbucks or McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts has now become T.P.O.T headquarters. So I can't be up here with y'all every single day, all day. I don't have time. But that's a good thing, because you're not supposed to have time for this crap every day, all day, especially if you're not making a living at it. I mean, if this is how you're making a living, that's different, because it's not just a hobby or a pastime. This is your damn job. This is your financial stream. This is your money stream. So I ain't mad at you. But if you on every damn stream, you in every damn chat, you in every damn comment section, 2 o'clock in the morning, lunchtime, 5 o'clock in the evening, and 12 o'clock at night, I feel for you, boy. I feel for you. I do. Yeah, I do. Because, boy, you got a lot of time on your hands. And you must, wherever you living, guess what? You ain't paying the bills there. Because, boy, it's hard to be a bill payer and be up on here 24 hours a day. All right? Lucky you got your mama to take care of you, or your grandmama, whoever taking care of you. Lucky you, they're paying the internet bill and the light bill and all that. Yeah. Lucky you, they're feeding your ass. All right? And giving you that room in the attic where you can sit up there and just be on the internet all day and all night. Lucky you. X don't have that luxury. Nah, I don't have that. I don't think I would want it anyway. How good could you possibly feel as a man living in mama's basement? Especially if you're living in mama's basement and you have no money in the bank. You have no car. Mom still buys your cigarettes. Mom buys your food. Mom pays for the water. Mom pays the lights. How good does that feel? You got mom yelling down in the basement, "Turn that music down, boy." Something we've all heard when we're 15. We shouldn't be hearing mom tell us to turn down the music when we're 35. We shouldn't be hearing that when we're 35. I'm just saying, folks. I mean, I think a lot of us have not grown up, and I believe this internet shit has kept us in that state, okay, that suspended damn animation. And a lot of us, we think this shit is all right. We do. We think it's all right. Brother Jay Shine, what's good, man? Look like I see him down there. Brother Jay Shine.
What's good, brother? Hold on, I'm having an audio problem.
What's going on, man? Yeah, so, I just think that we as black folks, man, I believe in personal responsibility, okay? I believe in a degree of collectivism, but I also believe in personal responsibility. And to get back to the, fighting the white power structure and white supremacy, I think you have to first fight it on an individual basis first before you're even remotely prepared to fight it on a collective basis. Because if you ain't fighting it individually inside your own four walls, guess what? Anybody who's out there fighting in the collective, you're no good to them anyway. I don't believe you're any good to them if you can't fight it individually. Because what's a collective? A collective is a group of individuals, right? So if you ain't no good individually, how you going to be good inside of a collective? I mean, that's just what I think. That's what I think. Shit. Regardless of anything else. I mean, if you ain't handling your biz, okay? It's just like if you live on a block and that block is full of garbage and cans, and you come out in front of your house and talk about, let's clean this place up. But in the back of your house, you got a bunch of garbage and cans and shit like that. So Why would anybody believe that you're capable of cleaning up this damn neighborhood when your damn yard is like a dump? When your backyard is full of trash and bullshit? Why would anybody believe that you're capable of cleaning up the neighborhood? Okay, when your damn backyard is like a landfill. Doesn't make any sense. No one will take you seriously. No matter how loud you shouted it, no one's going to take you seriously. How can they? You come out there and be like, okay, we got to clean this place up. First thing they do is look in your damn backyard, and your damn backyard look worse than the block. No one's going to take you seriously, man. You know, they're not. So when we talk about this white supremacy and white power structure shit, man, a lot of us need to start fucking cleaning up our own backyards first before we start walking out in the street trying to clean it up. All right? You hear people talk that shit, all right? But they're not even fighting white supremacy in their own four goddamn walls. All right. They're not even fighting it there. But you're gonna go out on the street and get with a collective and fight it. What sense does that make? Come on, man. A lot of us, man, we preach a lot of bullshit, man, and you know, we're not living the shit that we telling folks, man. We're not. We're not. Okay. We done fucked around and got too involved in the fucking entertainment aspect of this shit. All we want to do is entertain people, and that's fine. But when you get up here and you start telling me, oh, you guys aren't fighting white supremacy, how the fuck you know what I'm doing? Don't tell me shit, ask me. I'll tell you how I'm fighting white supremacy. I may not be marching and carrying signs and marching on City Hall and all this kind of bullshit. But guess what? Inside my four walls, you best believe I'm fighting it. I'm fighting for me, and I'm fighting for the people who wear my crest. I may not be fighting it for your black ass, but I'm fighting it for me and mines. Because, see, me and mines is what's important. Not you and yours. Me and mine. I suggest you and yours be important to you. Yeah, you and yours need to be important to you. All right? We clear? Black folks? Jay Sean, what's good, man?
Corner brother, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, that's what's up. I had a little technical difficulties over here, but I'm good now.
That's because you over here fucking with T.P.O.T, man. You know, the ghetto ghost, boy. They'll make their way down the fucking line. You know? Yeah, make their way down the line, boy.
So what's going on tonight, man?
Nothing, man. Just waiting for Cory to come. He just hit me up. He said he's gonna be a little late, so he should be on in a few minutes and shit. He just hit me up a little while ago. So I'm just up here running my mouth, talking about shit that, you know, shit that's been going on over the past, you know, week or so. You know, this white supremacy shit and this, you know, black men don't protect black women shit, you know, just kind of touching on it, man. I'm putting shit in the context, man, because I
thought the gender war was over.
Well,
niggas is claiming the gender war was over.
This is what I will say to that.
It ain't over by a long shot.
Yeah, of course not. This is what I say to that kind of thing. Oftentimes, man, we get up here and we talk and we think because we said it, that's it. Okay? Yeah, because we said it's over, that means it's over. You know, sort of like when people talk about doing shit as if that's the same as doing it. You understand?
Right.
So, I mean, there's a lot of that on media, man, and I'm guilty of this shit myself sometime, I would imagine.
That's easy. It's easy to fall into your own bubble. Yeah. You know, it is what it is. I mean, it's human nature though, too. You know, it's human nature, because as we try to be as objective as possible, but I mean, we can't get away how our personal lives or our immediate lives affect our mentality in the moment. You know what I mean? Like, if you're getting along with, you know, black women, you know, you're not going to really have nothing bad to say about them, right? But if you're not getting along with them, you're going to have a lot to say about them. That's just human nature, you know. So, you know, there's a lot of dudes out here who get a lot of pussy, and you know, they don't really see things a certain way. And there's guys out here getting none, and they see things a certain way, and then you got everybody in the middle. So, you know, we human beings, and there's going to be human nature is going to play a factor in it. But you know, the riddle of the Sphinx is this. This is the riddle of the Sphinx. The Sphinx is a man's head on top, attached to an animal's body, and the riddle is simple. My human intellect rises above my animal nature, and that's the human fight. You know, we gotta fight that every day, every week, every month. You know, and try to say, you know, look, let me try to step outside of myself and try to be more aware of what's going on with everybody else around me instead of being in my own little bubble. You feel me? And I'm like that. You know, I try to make sure that I'm aware of what's going on with my people. I'm doing good, but I know the situation with my people is not. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Personally, I'm doing good. You know, do I still deal with racism? Yeah, I deal with that shit every day. I gotta deal with, slick ass white boys every day trying to do some slick shit. You know, I gotta navigate that field all the time. In fact, brothers like me who work, you know what I mean, in the actual workforce, whether it's in government, in corporate America, whatever you're doing, y'all literally we are literally on the front lines because we're dealing with these crackers every day,
Mm-hmm.
day in, day out. You know what I mean? Trying to get out, competing with them, you know what I'm saying, in the real world. And what's happening to a lot of brothers on YouTube is the same thing that's happened to a lot of brothers in the streets. See, on the streets, you have a brother tell me, I'm fighting with white supremacy, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But they don't even interact with white people.
Exactly.
They're not even at the front line. Like the bombs and bullets are flying way over there, and you way back here in the rear talking about you fighting the enemy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, that's not where the war is at. The war is up here in the front line where we intermingle, where we clash, where we're banking, where we're doing commerce, where we're doing housing, real estate. When we got black men in real estate, who you think they competing with? You know what I'm saying? Who you think they're going up against? Who you think they're getting boxed in by? Who you think they're getting, shortchanged and marginalized by? You see what I'm saying? This is the largest society. And then you got other rogue agents, what I call immigrants and people who are not white or black, but come in this country and they get on some anti-black shit, like Arabs, Asians, you know what I mean? And you got to compete with them.
Yeah.
You know? So there's a lot that goes on with it, and you got a lot of dudes who want to sit and talk, but they're not dealing with it. They're not really dealing with it. I mean, they're dealing with the lower effects of it. You feel me? Like they say, shit rolls downhill, right? They getting the lower effects of it, where they're struggling. You know what I mean? Or they're having all types of issues with their woman because their woman is using a system of white supremacy against them. I'm talking about black men specifically right now. But if you come up here, you might not get as much shit on you, but you got to deal with more. You got to deal with more of the enemy. You feel me? You gotta deal with them on every level. Where they're
head
trying
on, and you're dealing with them head on.
Head on. I mean, and then then you got to deal. Then you got the decision to make, right? Do I buck dance? Do I coon? Do I smile? Do I go along to get along? You know what I mean? These are different decisions you got to make when you're dealing with the enemy. You don't have to deal with that when you're in the block with your niggas.
Exactly.
When you're in the block with your niggas, you ain't got to worry about get on and get along and when to compromise yourself and when not to. You know what I'm saying?
60,
and then when you got somebody
60 to 65% of us, man, on a whole. Hey, Lady Linda, I see you up there.
Linda Anderson in the house. Well, crazy ass. What's up, sis?
60 to 65% of us, man, don't even deal with white folks on a regular basis. Okay.
Don't. Just like a lot of white people don't deal with us on a regular basis.
Yeah. I mean, I deal with a lot of white folks because I do a lot of work for white people. You know, a lot of white people come into my, they come into my shops, they come into my business, they patronize my business because of what I do. So I deal with them hand on. I go into contracts with white folks. Okay. I do contract work for school districts, and guess what? The people who are in charge of those school districts are white. So I sit down at tables and have business meetings with white folks, shake hands with white folks, get calls from white folks, when something goes wrong. So I deal with white people pretty regularly, and I see, because I compete, because I have to bid, on certain jobs. I have to go and bid, and I'm competing with white boys most of the time. I mean, I'm competing with white boys, or I'm competing with Latinos. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's mostly white boys. When I go to place a bid for a job, I'm competing with white folks. Okay, I'm competing with white folks. So I deal with white folks on pretty much a regular basis. Man, I work 6 days out of a week at least 5 of those days I'm dealing with white folks. I mean, that's just the way that is.
Yeah,
That's what patronizes my business.
Yeah.
So when people talk about dealing with white people, I deal with white folks every single day. Every single day.
Yeah.
But you never be able to tell it by the way I am here. Because all I do is talk black shit. I talk about black people shit. Because see, I don't love white folks like that. See, some of us, we just love white folks. You know what I'm saying? We just love white folks. See, I don't love white folks like that. And white folks know it. Because believe it or not, a lot of the shit I talk right here, I talk the same shit to them. Shit, some of the white folks that, some of the white boys that I deal with, they actually watch my shit. If y'all watching, what's going on? Yeah, they actually watch my shit. And see, what I try to do is, see, everybody's money is green. All right. When I started my business, I actually started it for the brothers. That's what I started it for. It just kind of trickled over and ended up with me dealing with white folks, Hispanics. It just kind of trickled over to that. So what I try to do is, I don't mind doing business with white people because I don't mind white folks paying me because I say, again, their money is green. But at the same time, white folks never get the indication that I'm some coon or I'm some buck dancer or I'm some gonna do a soft shoe form or no shit like that. They know that's hardly the case. All right. They know that I'm a businessman. I'm serious about my business and I'm about my freaking money. Okay.
Right.
About my money. I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you white, green, purple, orange. You try to screw me out of my money, we're gonna have problems. I don't give a damn who you are.
Right.
So they understand that. So they're tolerable. They're tolerable. But make no mistake, I don't, I don't have like this affinity towards white folks. And I've never had white folks do nothing to me directly as far as my business goes. So, long as it stays like that, we fine. I'll continue to take their damn money and still deliver them the service that they pay for. But my thing is, when you hear brothers talk white supremacy a lot, and usually a lot of the people who talk to white supremacy shit have very little dealings with white people, man.
No, they don't. I mean, they have good information. They have really, really good information, man. But they don't know what they be talking about. You know what I mean? And they there's one thing. Like, I listen to a lot of Hotep cats, and I used to anyway. And they got a lot of good information on historical stuff and all that. But as far as how to apply what they know in the current world that we're in right now, they have no fucking idea.
Mm-hmm.
They have no idea at all. You know what I mean? To deal with another culture of people takes interaction. It takes experience. It takes know-how. And you can't just do that shit and snap your fingers and be successful. There's no way. You know what I mean? You got to kind of understand them. And that doesn't mean you're a white ass kisser or Asian ass kisser or nothing. That's just understanding your environment. If you are a fucking gazelle in the goddamn jungle, you know what I'm saying? You're not friends with the lions and the tigers, but you need to understand that these motherfuckers are out there and how they operate so you don't get ate up.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? So you can have success and you can live a long life as a gazelle, which is not really going to last long in an environment like that. But you get my point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not about kissing ass all the time. This is just a fundamental lack of understanding. Like, we get into this purity bullshit where, if you know something more than, and really what it goes back to the plantation. If you had a brother, even if he was from the field, if he knew how to deal with the master more, he knew how to deal with the people in town better than you did, then look at this nigga. He uppity. That was coming from your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was coming from your own kind. You know what I'm saying? And then if you went too far, then you had the white people saying, look at this uppity nigga. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that's caked into our culture. It's caked into who we are, and we're seeing it play out right now on YouTube, man. It's not just with the female things. I think the brothers miss a great opportunity. Like, everybody's jumping on Phil right now because of the woman he's with. Yeah. And what's funny to me is that a lot of brothers took the wrong approach, even though they might have been correct in making certain points. As men, we got to start keeping stuff between men. We can't take on a female's quest, and we definitely can't take of females' approach to things. What I'm saying is this. The brother was once married to a black woman who put him through the ringer. Black woman who took a lot of money from him through a divorce and shit on him, was putting him through child support court and all that kind of stuff. Another woman came along of a different race, picked that man up while he was down, and he fell in love with that woman, and he moved on with that woman. Now he's happily married. Now, there's a lot of brothers who come on YouTube and talk about black female fuckery and black women doing this to black men, and black women not treating black men right, and black women, divorcing black men, not keeping the family together, putting us through child support. He was in a glaring example of that. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he came out that he was with a different race, his wife is different race, and then here come some of the brothers going out there and saying, hey, look at you, man. Look at you. You not keeping it real. You not, you were talking that, black power stuff. Look at you. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of issues with the brothers right now that we got to fix. I'm so sick of worrying about the women. Right? The women are doing what they're doing. It's clear what they're doing. It's clear they're not on the same page with us. It's clear they're on some bullshit. But as men, we're way out of code. Even when a brother's out of line, you're supposed to pull his coattail, but don't do it in front of the women. Don't do it in front of the children. You pull him into the bar. You pull him into the man cave. You pull him out in the garage and say, what the fuck is going on with you, dude? What you doing? Hey, man, you sloppy. You doing this, you doing that wrong. That's how we supposed to do as brothers. You're not supposed to jump out there and then jump, kick the brother while he's down, while he's got these sisters running around here making all kinds of videos. The same women, mind you, that would celebrate Serena Williams being with a white man. The same women that would celebrate, Eve being with a white man. You see what I'm saying? It's hypocrisy. So not only are you taking a female's approach, you're taking a fucked up female's approach, towards his brother. When it was actually presented an opportunity, because this is a brother, again, who was with a sister who did him wrong, who only wanted to be a father, who was going through all kind of shit with visitation, child support, and all that kind of shit. And then another woman came along and made him happy, and he's been happy ever since. And you would think that would be an example where they could say, look, this is where black women keep messing up. But no, they didn't do that. They went down and got on the brother. So I'm using that as an example to show how, a lot of brothers are talking a certain way, but they're not acting a certain way. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You talked all of that, and then when an opportunity presented itself, you acted a different way.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I went on a couple streams and I actually defended Phil. I mean, I went on a couple spots. They was talking about it. I was at O'Shea spot, then I was at Obsidian spot, and I defended them. I was like, shit, man, before I knew, because I've donated to Phil's channel and all that shit. So, I've been watching the brother for a long time. So, I mean, I didn't even know, that he, that his wife was, non-black, whatever. So
she's a white
Mexican. I'm not going to now I'm going to stop supporting him and disregard all the good work that I've seen him do and disregard all the stories and everything that he's brought us. I'm going to disregard all of that now because, he's got, a Mexican wife. Well, I mean,
look, man, the guy's evolved.
Stupid to me.
He's evolved into, and a lot of it has to do with hate too. Phil has a lot of subscribers.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He has a big channel and he's known now. He's getting to be known now globally in the black diaspora.
Yes.
And it's like, to me, there's a touch of jealousy there. But I'll say this. I look at Phil as just a newsman.
Yep.
This is why we can't have anything as black people.
Yep.
We can't think ahead, man. Like, if this dude is moving towards being a news guy, presenting black news, and then now making connections with the continent, and he's working with other content creators over there, and then he's working with other content creators over here in America, and they spreading the word, they're spreading news and things that's happening to us in our black diaspora. Why would you want to tear that channel down? There's a lot of brothers that's coming out. I know the women going to do what they do. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even going to address the women in this stream. Fuck them. All right, we know the bullshit they on. I'm talking to the brother specifically. You don't have a channel as big as his. You don't provide the same service he provides. Why would you want in that service? Let's get off YouTube for a second. Let's just say we're a village. He was responsible for making metal. He was a metalworks guy. You are a gardener. The other brother over here was a goddamn carpenter. The other guy over here was a farmer. And now we're going to bring down the goddamn metalworks guy. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. A village wouldn't operate that way. No matter how out of pocket he was, no matter how many mistakes he made, we wouldn't bring him down. You know what I mean? Because he has a function. This is what we say we want, but we want to tear it down. We're not even looking at it as professionals. I look at him past his personal life. His personal life has nothing to do with me. I don't know Phil. Never met him, never talked to him. I don't care who he's fucking. I went to his channel from time to time to listen to his reports, to see what he was talking about, the information. We're turning this shit into high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It keeps going. It keeps coming right back down to some high school bullshit, man. And it's
everybody's looking for that aha,
exactly.
Gotcha. That
look at
gotcha
you.
moment. Look at you.
Ooh, you know what I mean? That moment.
Everybody want to be able to say that about somebody, man. Everybody wants to be in a position where they can look down on somebody, especially somebody who they either envy, are more successful than them, okay, or not as twisted as them. You understand?
Right.
I mean, we always want to be able to point the finger at them and say, aha, gotcha. Look at you, man. Look at you.
What?
I mean, that's something that
it came out the woodworks this week, man. It wasn't even a full week. It was just like 3 days of just nonstop. And I can't believe I was looking at it because I'm like, why is it such a big deal? Who cares?
Well,
I mean, like, who gives a shit?
The most inconsequential people, those are the people who care, man.
Yeah.
The people who really support that man and are really contributors to his channel and believe in his message and believe in his mission, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere.
I gotta say it, man. I gotta say it. I appreciate what O'Shea did, by like trying to bring some sense to the shit, because by saying he's still gonna support the brother and try to bring some sense to it. Now, he didn't give a full-throated response. Support for Phil, but he tried to put things in context and bring everybody back to some senses, because this shit started getting to some high school stuff. What we worried about. Who now we talking about how she looks? I mean, like, it was like, come on, man. Like, we really, it's like, dude, man, are we really going there? We really disrespecting now somebody's wife because of what? Because he has a show.
We are.
What is that really about, man? Is that really about it because she's white, or is it really about something else? This crabs in the bucket shit has got to stop. You know what I mean? If a sister's doing something positive for the community, and she has a situation going on in the community, then I'm not going to stop her from doing that positive thing or try to bring her down if I find out she's with a white boy. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I got my eye on her, right? I'm not going to bring her down if she's doing something that is contributing to the diaspora. You know what I mean? And that's the funny thing. There's no females out there, not one, that brings serious news and serious issues from the whole entire Black diaspora. Because Phil not only reports on what's happening in America, he also brings you stories from Africa too, from time to time, and Europe from time to time, dealing with Black people.
Of course. All
right. So where's the Black woman that's doing that? Where's the Black woman who has hundreds of thousands of subscribers that's doing that? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Now, I had to listen to a sister, which I thought had some intellect, and she had the nerve to talk about how, the brother is the Black dollars are going to his white wife, and dinners for his white wife, and vacations for his white wife. And I was like, man, sister, come on, man. That's crazy talk, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy talk. Especially when this is my problem with Black women talking to Black men at all. At all. First of all, you're out of pocket for even doing that. You don't address no man. You let the men address men. All right. That's first of all. Second of all, how are you going to bypass all the Black women who are still going to Asian shops where they're getting their asses whooped and spending Black dollars? And I'm putting the quote signs up. You can't see me, but I'm doing air quotes right now, because Black dollars. All the money that comes out of Black women's pockets, and they go right into, shoes, not even just any shoes, expensive shoes, hair, makeup, all these other white companies that you support, and all these Asian companies you supporting. And that's not even going, at least that's not even like, it's not even like the black females are taking the money, giving it to their husband, and then their husband is spending. No. It's going directly out of their pockets to somebody else. How do you bypass all of that?
Absolutely.
And they're gonna sit here and make a video about a brother who's married to this woman and make it like it's like a transfer of wealth. Like, oh my God, he's taking this black money out of the black community and giving it to another community when he's the man of the house. It's crazy talk.
Yeah, I mean, goddamn Asians are sending their damn children to freaking Harvard and Yale on your goddamn money. So
yeah. So the little donations he's getting, that little percentage she's getting through meals. I mean, it was real petty to say something like that. Her clothes and her meals, and I was like, "This is bitch serious." I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say bitch. I'm sorry. I apologize. Can I take that back?
Hell no.
Is this woman serious? I'm gonna try to stop saying the word bitch. I'm trying to be good, mama. I'm a good boy, mama. I'm trying to be a good boy.
See, I don't use that word. I use hoe. Hoe. I just like saying hoe.
I don't know.
Saying hoe instead.
For what I understand, this certain sister I'm talking about is married with children. So I ain't gonna go that far. I just got a different opinion. You know what I mean?
But
yeah, she's not the worst breed that's out here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Far as Brother Phil go, like I said on Obsidian show the other night, and like I said on hey, what's up, Lady Thalia? Like I said on Obsidian show, and like I said on O'Shea show, I'm still gonna watch Phil. I'm still gonna donate to his channel. I don't give a shit. You can call me a coon too, because I'm still down with him. I'm still gonna watch his shit. I watched him today, as a matter of fact. He was on Jap's show today. He was on Jap's show today, and I called in the Jap show while he was on there, and I asked him. I said pretty much, I'm still going to support you. Been watching you for a long time and all of that. The only thing I did ask him, though, I said, in hindsight, would you had went about this differently, given all the controversy and the, media fire that has been lit. And he said, yes and no.
I don't know what else he can do. What's he can done different, though?
Yeah, he said yes and no. He said that, he didn't realize that, he had to put, his personal life, out there.
Let me say this right now, man. I want to say this right now on your platform, and I'm going to repeat it. I'm going on other platforms this week. I got to do it because I got to say this. We got to stop. This is how black men lose all the time. We're not even fighting from the right position. We position ourselves on a bitch argument. This is a bitch argument. Who a black man is sleeping with. That's not our argument. That's not a black man's issue. We're fighting from their position. So we're already losing in this argument. And the fact that we even having a discussion like this on Black YouTube about this shows how they're winning. Because we even having this discussion. First of all, he's a black man. All right. A black man and a black woman are not the same thing, okay? Biologically, they're not the same thing. It's not equal, all right? Phil is fucking that woman, his wife. He's not getting fucked by his wife. You understand? A black woman is getting fucked by another man of a different race and then getting impregnated by another man from another race. And then she has to cater to and submit to another man. Now, is Phil submitting to his wife? Is that what we're saying? You know what I'm saying? The whole gender thing is out of whack right now. Where we having these gender or role conversations, and when the goalpost has been moved, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We should. It's not. This is not a conversation we would have had 50 years ago. What a man was doing, because the gender roles were more defined. Now it's all ambiguous. So now it's like it's all even. Well, what's good for him is good for me, and what's good for me is good. You know what I mean? No, it's not, Joe. No, it's not, sister. No, it's not. No, it's not. All right. No, it's not, because Phil's in charge of protecting, as a man, protecting a woman. A woman is not in charge of protecting a man. She doesn't have that responsibility. That's a man's responsibility. That's a natural responsibility. I say it all the time. If we laying in bed and there's a noise downstairs, who are we looking at to go down there and check out the sound? Ain't no women jumping out the bed talking about, all right, baby, you stay right here, boy. You stay right here, my man. I'm gonna go down and check it out. Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
grab
You know
the
what I'm saying?
45 and head
Right.
downstairs and shit while you lay in the bed and shit.
Yeah. So what we doing is we arguing from a bitch position, because this is a bitch position. This is what bitches do. All right. This is not even a righteous position. This is a bitch position.
Yeah.
To argue from this, like, well, so when it suits me, then I could play the lady.
Yeah.
You need to protect me, black man. That goes into the other conversations about old girl, Miss Potato Head, I call her. You know, talking about black men ain't protecting black women and all that kind of shit. But all right, if black men's role is to protect black women, then your role is to shut the fuck up. How dare you come out here in public and talk bad about black men as if you did something? You're not even a mother.
Well, let me speak to that. And the reason I'm going to speak to this is because, see, I'm like getting tired of this bullshit that we hear from these fucking women talking about black men don't do this and black men don't that. Don't you think it's funny / ridiculous / ironic that you have these women, right? You have these women who say black men are insufficient. Black men don't have any power. Black men don't have any economic status. Black men don't have this. Black men don't have that, right? You hear them say that, right? Now, these are the same women who use that as a reason to run into the arms of white men. Follow me now. Follow me. They use those same reasons to run to white men. Now, when they get to white men and the white men get tired of jizzing in their face and making them drink the urine and shit, and dump them,
then
then they want to come running back to us. They want to come running back to the black collective and spew the same shit that they were spewing, that they used as reasons to go to white men in the first place.
Right.
That's what drove them to white men in the first place.
No. That's not what drove them to white men.
So, but that's what
that's an excuse. That's a lie.
Yeah, that's what they say.
No, that's what they say. Yeah, it's a lie.
Yeah,
and we know it's a lie. It's easy to prove that it's a lie because you got black men out here who are doing well.
Yes.
And they still don't get respect. So how do you explain that? How do you explain that?
So
you
what happens?
You got black men out here who are millionaires.
So, but what happens though?
Black women. How do you explain that?
They come running back to the black collective and they spew that same shit at us. Now they're spewing that same shit at us. All right. How insufficient we are, how we're not protecting them, how we don't have any power, how we don't have any money, how we don't have any this. Now they're with us spewing that shit. Because see, they couldn't spew that shit over there with the white man. See, that's one thing about these black women who so ungawa black power. You notice they get really ungawa black power after they done been dumped on by the fucking white man. Okay, they run and they fuck around with white dudes and shit. You can always tell when a black woman used to date white men because, boy, she's a super black now. She's super black, you know, ungawa, black power. Okay, you can always tell when one of them freaking women used to date somebody of another race. Cause once them dudes dump them, cause you know they dump them, and ain't like these hoes done dumped the white man. The white man dumped them. So now they're back into the black collective. All right. And now they want to give us these goddamn soliloquies about the white power structure. You wasn't worried about white supremacy when that damn white man was supreme over your black ass and making you drink his piss. You wasn't worried about, you wasn't worried about white supremacy then. So now that the white man done dumped on you, now you want to come over here and give us lessons about white supremacy. You ought to know. Yeah, you ought to know, because you was right there in the den with the white folks. So you should be an expert on white supremacy, because them fucking white men was supreme over your black ass till they got tired of you. What's up, Brother Haywood? What's good, man?
I'm assuming you're talking about Kanye right now.
No, actually, we're not.
Oh, you're not? Oh, okay. You're talking about somebody else.
Yeah, we just talking shit, man. You know, because every now and then black folks, they need shit talk to them, man, to put things into perspective, you know? So what's good with you, man? Oh yeah,
Oh,
I got my boy Jay Shine on the line as well. Brother Jay Shine, Brother Haywood, Brother Jay Shine.
What's
okay,
up,
Jay
brother?
Sean.
What's
Very
up,
nice
brother?
to
How you
meet you,
doing?
brother.
So what's going on, Brother Haywood, man? It's been a while, my man.
Oh man, just living, working, scratching and clawing to survive, man. You know, doing my thing.
Okay.
I hit you up a couple days ago because, you know, I think as I told you, Kanye West is at it again, and
Yeah, I know.
he's
I saw.
starting some more drama.
I saw.
Hey, hold on. Can I break in real quick? Hey, X, let me go ahead and drop off since your guest is here. Let Cory do his thing, okay?
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go ahead and fall back to listening. But
All
nice
right.
to meet you, brother. It's your time.
All right, man. You too, brother.
All right. Go ahead, Brother Haywood.
No, man. So I just wanted to give you a call because I know that you and your listeners are fully aware of the comments he made about the 13th Amendment,
Yep.
and his comments about Trump as well. And so I think that you and I can rap about that for a minute.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger. I know what I think of it. I mean, I spoke about it at the top, at the top of the hour, but go ahead and pull the trigger, man. Tell me what you're thinking about it. And
Well,
I'll
here's the
chime
thing,
in.
man. Kanye West needs an interpreter. Let's just get that out of the way. He needs someone to be there when he speaks so that if he uses words incorrectly or if he uses words out of context, his interpreter can explain what it is he's trying to say. I think that Kanye has been putting his foot in his mouth for quite some time now. And it started when he said that George Bush doesn't care about black people. That's when it started, right? That was the genesis. And ever since, he's been making comments that are either controversial or totally off base. So what I want to do quickly is explain what he was trying to say when he said on, I think it was Saturday Night Live, after the show was over, he went on a rant in front of the audience, and the cast members were behind him, and he said that we need to abolish the 13th Amendment.
Yes.
Now, of course, that makes no sense whatsoever because we both know what the 13th Amendment prohibits, and that is slavery and indentured servitude. Okay? And so someone wanting to abolish that makes obviously no sense at all. It almost sounded as if he wanted to go back to slavery, but that's not exactly what he meant. Kanye West is not in retrograde. Let me explain. The very next day, or rather it was 2 days later on Monday, he did an interview with TMZ. And what he told the reporter was that he meant to use the word amend, not abolish. And amend is the correct word to use. If you're aware, and you probably are, in the 13th Amendment, slavery is prohibited, indentured servitude is prohibited, with the exception of incarcerated people.
Being punishment for a crime. Yes. Right.
Exactly. So if you were punished for a crime, if you're behind bars, then many of these people, and they do it voluntarily and involuntarily, they work for little to no compensation for privately owned companies. Kanye West wanted to amend that because, as you know, the criminal justice system is disproportionately harsh to minorities, particularly African-American men. And so Kanye wants to amend that part of the 13th Amendment, not slavery overall. I think people need to get that understood.
Like you said, the brother does need a translator / interpreter / somebody to slap him in the face and tell him to shut the hell up. I don't think he understands. I don't think he understands what he's saying because, like you said, I mean, this isn't the first time that he says something that had us, scratching our heads and shit. So, I mean, I don't think he fully understands, the things he's saying. I think he doesn't really understand, context. He's not a great contextualizer. So, I mean, I think he just be spewing shit. I think, you hear people, and I talked about this earlier, they say, oh, he's crazy, he's off his meds and all this kind of stuff. I don't think it's that. I think it's more of he's trying to get a message out. He's trying to get a message out, but I think that he kind of gets it gets jumbled up into a word soup sometime. He's trying to use his platform and his influence, to try to get, some message out there because he's a popular figure. He's trying to get that message out, but I think it just get caught up into like this word soup sometime, and he don't he don't really know what he's really saying. You know, he may know what he means to say, but he's not really understanding what the hell is coming out of his lips. That's
I have a friend just like him. There are, there's a million thoughts flying through his head constantly, and he has a difficult time articulating these thoughts, right? Kanye West will never be mistaken for a great orator or a great, speaker. He's not that. But I do think he comes up with solid ideas, especially as they relate to the Black community and just society overall. We need to give him the benefit of the doubt, knowing that he's not the greatest speaker in the world. Now, if I can go back a couple of days ago, he did explain what he meant, and he did it coherently. And that's why I agree with what he was trying to say. The funny thing is, man, look, I'm a journalist, okay? Words are my thing. I do this for a living, right? So the art of language I've mastered, my colleagues have mastered. We tend to use words properly because that's what we're trained to do. But most people do not. And so for people to be critical of Kanye's lack of linguistic ability, to me, is ridiculous because most people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And most people get words wrong all of the time. So we really need to lay off of Kanye. Okay, we're not living in a world full of geniuses. Okay, we're living in a world full of people who have what, 5th to 8th grade education. So the people pointing their fingers at Kanye need to look at the mirror and say, "Hey, perhaps I'm not the smartest or the brightest crayon in the box either." You know what I'm saying? We all get words wrong sometimes. It happens, and Kanye West does it probably more than the rest of us. And the reason why it's amplified is because he is in the public eye and he has a global platform. But he is a human and he makes mistakes like everyone else.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Exactly. I said the same thing. Like, it's a big deal because it's Kanye West. If it was me or any other just regular person, no one would give a damn. No one would care. Right. It wouldn't even be a story. It'd be a non-story. But, the thing, especially, in America, especially Black America, it's not always about the message, man. It's about the messenger. Because you can have people, and I've talked about this with brothers before. You can have brothers right here, on YouTube or wherever, or Twitter or wherever, and they could say some really solid stuff and give some really good information, and no one would give a damn because they only got 15 subscribers. But you could take those same exact words and put them in the mouth of Jay-Z, Kanye West, Lil Wayne, and everybody would think, it would be one of those gospel moments, because it would seem like such a jewel coming out of the mouth of one of these people because of the influence they have, the following they have, the audience they have. So, oftentimes, I say again, man, it's not so much the message, it's the messenger. So he's Kanye West. He says some things that kind of didn't make any sense. So, people they're jumping on him. Okay. Which, when you're in the public eye, you got to expect that, some of the blowback you're going to get going to blow you down. Some of that blowback ain't going to be at your back. Some of it's going to be in your face. So, that's to be expected when you're a public figure. But I say again, a lot of times, because if it was just some regular person had said it, no one would even care. They just wouldn't. That's the world we live in.
People annoy me, especially African Americans. First of all, we know that Kanye has always been socially conscious. Always. Now, back when he was the old Kanye, as people call him, most of his beliefs, his stance on most things would be considered pro-Black. We loved him then. When he, on national television, said that George Bush doesn't care about Black people, the guy next to him, I forget his name, the guy who played Austin Powers, whatever his name is, the guy next to him was shocked. You could see the shock and the confusion in that man's face. Kanye West's statement, that particular moment, it reverberated, it resonated with probably everyone watching. It sparked such a controversy that it kind of divided, I wouldn't say the nation, but it certainly created a dialogue, and it caused Kanye's fans to appreciate him even more. And then, of course, it produced probably dozens and dozens of critics as well who thought Kanye West was absolutely crazy for saying that George Bush doesn't care about black people. Now, what gets me upset is that Kanye can make a blanket statement like that, right? And black people, we applauded him for it, for making that statement. Many years later, he makes the same type of statement about someone else, Donald Trump, and all of a sudden he's a bad guy. No, he's not a bad guy. He's been the same guy for over 10 or 15 years. The difference is that now you don't agree with his stance. He supports Donald Trump publicly, and most black people in this country do not, which is why we're calling him crazy. But we were calling him crazy then when he said George Bush didn't care about black folk. Why are we now changing our opinion of him? That is hypocrisy, if you ask me.
Well, there's a lot of that, you know, when you talk about us black folks, goddamn it. When it comes to us black folks, you all good long as you agree with us or we agree with you.
Exactly.
I mean, once we are at odds, now we judge you. Now we criticize you. Now we this, because see, and I run into this a lot too. I mean, I run into this in my business. I run into this on these platforms. Oftentimes, man, everything's fine as long as everyone's in agreement. Once someone disagrees, though, or says something that you disagree with, now not only are they at an impasse with you as far as the disagreement goes, now they start to judge everything about you. They say you're crazy. They say you're a coon. They say you're a Sambo. You're a sellout. You're this, that, and the other thing. So they don't just become at odds with you because of the disagreement. They go past the disagreement, and now they calling other shit out on you as well. That's something that I see quite often, you know, especially in media and shit like that. You know, that's just kind of what it is, man. You know, exactly. I don't know if I don't agree with that. I don't agree with being in lockstep with someone and they say something that I happen to disagree with. So now I have to pretend like all the things I agreed with them on never took place, because that's basically what you're doing when you turn on someone that you were pretty much in agreement with. Y'all knew y'all were in alignment with. You followed this person, you know, and you were agreeing with them. But once they said something that you disagreed with, now you totally turn on them because of that. To me, that just seems crazy to me, because
and
they
I agree
said something
that
you disagree
I
with.
agree in that. That is why I believe that people in general are fickle emotionally, but black people have to be some of the most fickle motherfuckers on earth. They will switch their stance on people and on issues at the drop of a fucking dime. And that is what upsets me. When Kanye West was dropping albums many, many years ago, we all thought that he was the second coming of Tupac, because he was bold enough to address issues that affected the African-American community. We loved him then. But that Kanye West was just as free thinking then as he is now. And for whatever reason, black people, we get upset when individuals evolve. Kanye West is 42 years old. Why in the fuck would he behave like he did when he was in his late 20s? That makes no sense whatsoever. He has the right to change his position on certain issues. He has the right to support certain people publicly if he wants to. But why are we ignoring all of the good he did when he first began to rap? Why are we ignoring that or marginalizing that because we don't agree with his stance on politics in Trump right now? To me, once again, that is a reflection of how fickle and narrow-minded black people tend to be. And it pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, you know, during those times, you know, we agreed with him. We were in agreement with him. So, of course, we like you as long as we agree with you. You know, once we disagree with you, we no longer can like you.
Exactly.
That's just the way it seems often, man. You know, I mean, as long as we're in agreement with you, we like you. We love you to death. You say the shit that we like to hear. You know, you have the talking points that we like to listen to. You know, we get the feeling like, you know, we kind of think alike. But see, once you do or say that thing that we disagree with, see, you break that. you break that damn contract. Okay, the contract is broken now because, see, you done said some shit I disagree with. So all that other shit I agreed with you with, none of that shit counts. You know what my old man used to tell me all the time? He used to say, because my old man's from the South. He's from Georgia. And he used to say all the time, he used to say, son, he said, no, you can have 1,000 attaboys. He said, but one all shit. One all shit negates all of those. You understand? So, while people are doing the shit that we like them to do and the shit that we agree with, we like attaboy, we pat them on their shoulder. But as soon as they do something that makes us say, oh shit, those 1,000 attaboys and pats on the shoulder, they're negated now. Yeah, they're negated now.
Exactly. And that's why Kanye West is doing the right thing. He's doing the right thing by breaking away from the box that we're trying to put him in. Someone like Kevin Hart can never do what Kanye West is doing because his entire career, his brand, right, is really dependent on the emotions, right, and the support of his fans. He has to always say and do the right things to be successful. If, for whatever reason, he deviates from any of this, he will lose his fans. His reputation will take a hit. His career, his money, all of it will be affected because Kevin Hart is manufactured. He's a puppet. He's an industry puppet. Let's just be honest. And people like him have to do and say things that sort of accommodate the emotions, right, and the sensibilities of their fan base. So essentially, their actions and their words are dictated by the general public. Kanye West is not that guy, and he's proven it over and over again. I'd rather be in his position any day than Kanye's. And let me also say this. Bill Cosby, who is now serving 3 to 10 years behind bars, this man, how much money did he donate to HBCUs? How much did he do for his community until one day he says, well, you niggas need to start pulling up your pants. You black fathers need to start doing a better job. The black community needs to start taking more accountability for their actions. The moment he said that, we turned our backs on him. Meanwhile, we got people in our community who's worshiping motherfuckers like Cardi B. Really? Are you niggas retarded? You must be dumb. You must be. You worship Cardi B. You worship the Real Housewives of Atlanta and basketball wives. You worship rappers and entertainers who ain't done shit for you or your community. You turn your back on the Kanyes and the Bill Cosbys of the world because they said some shit you don't agree with. Fuck you. That's what I think. Black people who don't, fuck all of you motherfuckers who have turned your back on Cosby, Kanye, and others who have the courage to speak their minds despite what backlash there may be. Fuck all of you. That's how I feel.
And this message is brought to you by Cory Haywood. See, whenever you come up here, man, you come right up here and make folks mad. Far as Bill Cosby goes, I haven't said much about Bill Cosby since all of this, because I grew up, watching Cosby and the Cosby Show and watching him on, do his Jello pudding commercials and all that kind of stuff. But I don't believe that black folks, it's like I said, long as we in agreement with you, you fine. As soon as you say something, that we disagree with, we hate you. And like you said, I mean, Bill Cosby has given so much money to black universities and black institutions and all that kind of stuff. But I believe that some people believe, maybe not all black people, but I believe that some people truly believe that Bill Cosby got what he deserved. Now, me, because I've heard people say it. Now, me, I don't believe that at all. Okay, I don't believe that shit at all, that he got what he deserved. I feel like he got screwed myself. But some people believe that he got exactly what he deserved because, he was big, high and mighty Bill Cosby. He was, quote unquote, airing, black folks' dirty laundry and, et cetera, et cetera. And it turned out it was the white women who threw him under the bus and got him locked up. I believe he got screwed because the whole the way the whole trial, the whole process played out was just all wrong. As far as I'm concerned, it was all wrong. If this had been 10 years ago and this happened, I could probably go along with it. But they made sure they went after that man right before the statutes of limitations ran out. They freaking the lady had settled for money. The goddamn prosecutor made it his business to run on the fact that he was going to go after Bill Cosby. You know, there were just so many different things as part of it, man. I just think the whole fella got screwed. I just think he got screwed. But I'll say this. Let's say, for instance, fine. Let's say Brother Bill Cosby did everything they said. Let's say he put Rohypnol and all these freaking women's drinks and had his way with them. Let's say he did it to all the 50 or 60 women that claimed he did. Let's say he did it, right? Now, in the process of all of that, the man still gave millions and millions and millions of dollars to people. Bill Cosby gave people jobs. Bill Cosby gave people opportunities. People went on to do other stuff because of Bill Cosby. So let's say that he did all this stuff to all these women. Does that now negate all the money and shit he gave, all the people he helped, all the folks he sent to college? Does that negate that now because he did all this stuff to these women? Does that negate it?
Absolutely not. I can name plenty of folk who had a checkered past and they were able to evolve and to grow and became great men and women. I always bring up Malcolm X, man, who was one of my favorite people in history. Now, I'm sure you know this, but perhaps your listeners don't. Before he became Malcolm X, he was a criminal and a pimp. A criminal and a pimp. He found Allah and became Malcolm X. He became a civil rights hero. But should we forget about the good he did as Malcolm X because he was a pimp and a hustler and a criminal in a past life? Should that diminish his accomplishments as Malcolm X? I don't think so. In fact, most of us, if you were to analyze our past and dig up our skeletons, right? I'm sure that, hell, half of us would probably qualify for prison. But should that diminish the good that we're doing or that we're trying to do? No, it shouldn't. So, yes, Bill Cosby, look, 60 women came out and accused that man of the same crime. Okay, where there's smoke, there is fire. Now, most of those women were white, and I believe that white women, to me, are the most dangerous motherfuckers walking the earth. I keep on telling people that these white women are going to bring this country to its knees, especially white liberal women. Watch out for them. And so, yes, I'd say 90% of the women who accused Cosby of rape or sexual assault were white. But if 60 people come out and accuse you of the same thing, I'm sorry, at some point you did some wrong. And he's paying for it now, which I don't have a problem with. I think 3 to 10 years is a bit excessive, but okay, that's fine. He's paying his dues. But that should not at all diminish what he did for the community. You mentioned the opportunities and the money that he gave people, right? Remember, Bill Cosby as Cliff Huxtable was the archetype. He was the father that all of us really kind of wanted for ourselves. I mean, I'm sure you had a great father. My father wasn't so great, but there are probably great fathers across the country, always have been. But when you look at Cliff Huxtable, he was an example that many of us could look at and say, you know what? That's the type of dad that a young black man should have. Mm-hmm. He created that character. That was him, the icon, Bill Cosby. And so for that, I think he should always be appreciated, despite whatever transgressions he made in the past. That's how I feel.
Yep. I just don't think we should be so quick to we're so quick to turn on people, man. I mean, that's what gets me more than anything else, man. We're so quick to freaking turn on people, man. We turn on people who've done good, you know. I mean, if they, you know, they have one indiscretion, or like I said, they do something that we don't like or something we disagree with, I mean, we'll turn on them, man, at the drop of a fucking dime. You know, no matter how much good they've done. Told you, we can get 1,000 data boys that won all shit. It nullifies all those 1,000 data boys. It just does. So, I mean, I think we got to stop that, man. I think that often we put too much weight on things that don't really matter, you know, on a whole. Like I said, I mean, you know, maybe Bill did put some roofies in some of these chicks' drinks. I don't know. I wasn't there. All right. But the work that he did and the people he helped and the money he gave, I mean, there's no taking that back. Just like there's no giving that back, because, you know, they took a lot of his honorary degrees and removed his name from shit, but they didn't give that money back, though. Yeah, they didn't give that back.
Of course not.
They took the plaques down and they took the degrees, but they didn't give the checks back. So, of course, I mean, you know, I mean, we gotta really look at what this is really about. Is this about the image of an institution, or is it about, you know, trying to distance yourself from somebody who someone else has said has done something wrong? Okay, not that this person did something wrong to you or to your institution. This person has done something wrong to someone else, according to someone else. Because me, if I had an institution and Bill Cosby had a plaque in there, or Bill Cosby had, you know, donated something, or his name was on the wall, I wouldn't have took that shit off, because that doesn't have anything to do with that. You understand? The fact that he gave my institution $2 million has nothing to do with him putting roofies and females' drinks. Those two things are different. Okay, that's not the Bill Cosby I know. The Bill Cosby I know gave me $2 million. So why the hell would I take his plaque off the wall? Why would I take his name off of the, you know, over the door, you know, because he's got something else going on over here? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know.
Well, to piggyback on that, man, look, we don't have the luxury of belittling and tearing down our heroes. And I'm talking about Black people. White people can do that because they're still in control of this country, and dare I say, the world. We can't do that. We cannot afford to tear down our heroes. We cannot afford to tear down people who are fighting for us, people who are on the front lines, defending and protecting us, putting their money and their resources on the line, right, to push the culture in the community forward. We can't afford to tear people like that down because we ain't got too many of them, brother. We don't have very many of them. And so when we're so quick to turn our backs on them, who do we have left? Because for whatever reason, we don't depend on ourselves to do right. Black people, it's funny, we're always looking for a savior, always, because we don't hold ourselves accountable for our own success and failures. We are looking to either Jesus or to an individual person to lift us up. That was why we voted for Obama, right? And so we're constantly looking for a savior to help us, to rescue us. But on the flip side, we keep tearing the people down who are attempting to help us. That makes absolutely no sense. That's counterproductive.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's bad enough when you see white folks and the white power structure going after these people, and for us to pile on and go after them too. I don't think that makes any goddamn sense. I mean, if anything, we should be standing behind these people when they are being, when they're being bombarded, by the white power structure. At the very least, we should be standing behind them, good, bad, or indifferent. Not saying that we should be co-signing, whatever he's accused of doing, because I say again, I wasn't there. I don't know if he put shit in the women drinks and molested them. I don't know. But at the very least, we should at least have supported him. Not support what he's accused of, but supported him as the person. you know,
exactly.
because of what he was going through. I mean, that would seem like solidarity to me if black people came out and, you know, stood, stood with Bill Cosby and go as far as saying, hey, look, you know, we're gonna let the criminal justice system do what it do, but you know, we are behind this man. Okay, he's one of us, good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, we support other people who do bullshit that we know they've done bullshit. We support them, and these people haven't done shit for black folks. They haven't given black folks a damn thing. And but we support them though. Yeah, we support them, and they've done all kinds of shit. We've supported people who have done shit not for black people, but to black people. We support them. We support them, and we know that they've done shit to black people, and we support them. So what would be so wrong with supporting Bill Cosby?
Totally
what would be so wrong with supporting him? Because this is actually a man who has done something for black folks.
For black folks.
Yes, he has. I mean, there's no denying that. There's no denying that, man. Regardless of what you think of him, if you think he did this stuff to these women, if you think he did not do anything to these women, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that Bill Cosby changed a lot of black folks' lives. He just did. So,
and I get it. We're living in an age of feminism. And so no one wants to be associated with the guy who's accused of roofing a bunch of women's drinks. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be associated with that because feminism is so powerful right now that men are being eaten alive. And so if you're associated with someone who's a pariah like Bill Cosby, you might get taken down with him, which is why I'm sure many people disassociated themselves with Bill Cosby to save their own selves, save their own careers, their own reputations. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But just to piggyback on what you said earlier, man, we supported Meek Mill. Jay-Z and other people publicly came out and supported Meek Mill, a boy who kept breaking the law over and over and over again. Yeah. Finally, the judge said, you know, motherfucker, you're going to have to serve some time because you hard-headed. And what did we do? We rallied. We protested for that nigga to be released. Meek Mill, what the fuck has he done for black people?
Exactly.
We still love Bill Clinton. Do you niggas remember what he did to black men, to black people? How many of us are still locked up because of that man? Because of the law that he signed into place? And then you all have the nerve to vote for Hillary Clinton in 2016 instead of Donald Trump. The woman who thought you all were stupid enough to vote for her because she invited a couple celebrities to her rallies. Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron James. She thought to herself, you know what, these niggas, all they got to do is hear LeBron James tell them to vote for me, and they'll probably do it. That's how brainless and mindless they are. That's how little she thinks of all of you. And you supported and voted for her anyway? How stupid are you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's something to think about, man. You know, I think I know me. I'll speak for myself, man. You know, I try to really assess, man, who I throw my support behind, man. You know, and you have this morality thing, you know, and I guess it comes along with the feminism and the Me Too shit, and you know, let's treat women, you know, like they're these fragile little things and all that kind of shit. When it comes to those type of things, like you said, you know, no one wants to be associated with somebody who did something to women, even if it's just allegedly. You know, if it's just allegedly, you know, it doesn't even have to be anything criminal. You know, if you yelled at a woman, if you screamed at a woman, if you looked at a woman the wrong way, you didn't even have to touch her. You know, if you looked at her the wrong way or raised your voice, you'll find yourself fired and shit. So, you know, when we live in this kind of environment, you know, in this kind of environment, you always gonna have, there's gonna be division. Why? Because most people, unfortunately, are gonna jump on the side of the feminism, you know, don't do this shit to women, you know, women are victims and all this kind of nonsense. Unfortunately, most people are gonna be on that side. They are. Most people are gonna be on that side. Okay, the people on the other side are going to be the minority, man. They're going to be the minority. The people who say, you know what, I can't deal with Bill Cosby. I got to, even though he gave me $5 million, I got to take this plaque off the door. I mean, they're going to be on that side. All right. They're going to be on the side with the women, and they're going to be clapping out in the audience when women are up there talking about, you know, what was done to them and all this kind of nonsense. Those their people are going to be on that side. See, me, I'm not on that side. I'm not on that side because, see, my view is this. If this man did something to you that was so bad, why did it take you 10 years to talk about it? Why did it take you 20 years to talk about it? Why did it take you 30 years to talk about it? It took you 30 years to think of it. Now, I know people will get mad at me because I said that. Oh, you don't know what she was going through. You don't know this. You don't know that. What I do know is it took her 10 years to tell somebody. What I do know is it took her 20 years to tell somebody. What I do know, it took her 30 years to tell somebody. Because if Bill Cosby was me or you, we would hear none of this shit. Oh, yeah. We wouldn't hear none of this shit. No matter how many roofies we had put in their drinks. All right? No matter how much weed and beer and shit we gave them, and we wouldn't hear about this shit. No, but he's Bill Cosby. So of course we want to hear what he did to somebody 30 years ago. Of course we want to hear what he did to somebody 20 years ago. It matters because, see, he's Bill Cosby, America's dad. You understand? You understand? So absolutely. If it was just one of us regular old people, man, because I'm pretty sure it's some women in my past who may have think I've done something to them, but I'm nobody. They ain't gonna come out and be like, oh God, you know, X a long time ago, he gave me some Colt 45 and smoked 2 joints with me. And the next thing I know, I was taking my clothes off and I didn't even want to. You ain't gonna hear that shit.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, women, what they say is the reason why they don't share their stories is because they're afraid of being stigmatized. And during that time, I mean, we still live in a male-dominated society, but it was even worse back when Bill Cosby was accused of doing these things. And so these women probably were afraid that their reputations would be destroyed, their relationships with their families would be destroyed. They were afraid, and that's why they claim they didn't share these stories 30, 20 years ago, right? The climate now is different. And so now they're more comfortable with sharing their rape stories because the climate allows them to without repercussion. You know what I'm saying? That is what I've heard from women. I think it's bullshit, but that's what I've heard. Now, as far as Cosby is concerned, let's just be real here. Why do men buy women alcohol in the first place? Why do you buy when you go to the bar, you go to the club, you buy a woman a couple drinks, 2 or 3 or more? We intoxicate women. That is a strategy. It is a technique that men have used for centuries to make women more inclined to sleep with them. It's something that probably 75% of all men do. We're not roofing these women, but we're certainly giving them an excessive amount of alcohol. If we have some weed or whatever else to relax them, we'll give them that. Whatever we can do to make them more comfortable so that they fuck us, that's what we do. So what makes us really any different than Bill Cosby? Not very much. Not very, very large margin.
That's true. We just don't have a pocket full of roofies.
We just ain't got a pocket full of roofies or a pocket full of money. That's the only difference. So you got these niggas out here, man, criticizing Bill Cosby, standing for more high ground, as if they've never tried to manipulate or take advantage of a woman. Nigga, please. Okay, your past is not spotless. And you might just be as guilty as Bill Cosby. The only difference is you're a nobody.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's a lot of brothers out there, man, who done gave women liquor and smoked that gigantic Jamaican blunt with that girl, boy, to get her up out of them clothes. Knock it off, man. Knock it off. Just knock it the fuck off. Because see, this is the thing, man. This is what pisses me off sometimes, man. We often try to stand on this moral fucking high ground, you know, especially when a celebrity, when a celebrity goes down, when a celebrity goes down, we want to stand on a moral high ground and say, well, he shouldn't have done that. Knowing damn well we done did some shit 10 times worse than that. Exactly. We just ain't a damn celebrity. We just ain't an athlete or an actor or a movie star. We're just a regular person. Knowing we done did some shit that's 10 times bad, because I say again, I'm pretty sure me, you, and brothers listening to this damn tape, all right, listen to this on the replay, they have smoked that big old blunt with that girl, gave us some Colt 45, gave us some Old English 800, gave her some gin, some tequila, something to try to loosen her up so she'll come out of her clothes.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just realistic, man. I mean, come on. Now, maybe you didn't have a pocket full of roofies like Bill did because you couldn't afford them. But your roofies was that goddamn Jamaican sass, that Colt 45. See, that was your roofies.
Exactly.
Colt 45, that gin, that damn tequila. That was your roofies, man. And it's girls, okay? It's females that listen to me. And I'm pretty sure some of the women who listen to me, the women in this chat room, I'm pretty sure a few of them done fell victim to that blunt, to that Colt 45, to that gin, to that goddamn tequila, to that Jack Daniels.
More than a few.
Yeah. And they looked up, and next thing they know, they was taking off their damn clothes. It wasn't even like the man was taking them off. They was taking them off their goddamn selves. Okay. Absolutely. After they done smoked one of them big old blunts and drunk a big old glass of that damn Jack Daniels. They know it. They ain't gonna say it.
Exactly.
They ain't gonna cop to that shit, but they know that they have fell victim to the tequila and the blunt and the Colt 45 back in the day. Especially chicks that's like our age, like in their 40s and stuff like that. They sat around. Because when we was younger, even when we wasn't even old enough to buy alcohol, when we was like 17 and 18, man, we'd get some older person, man, to buy us a case of Colt 45 or a case of Old English 800, and we get a damn dime bag of that good shit, and we'd go over to these girls' house, they watching the house, they parents gone. So the first thing we do is we ready to roll up that joint, passing everybody. We make sure we give every girl one of them goddamn Old English 800s, boy, because, see, we wanted them to drink. We wanted them to be drunker than us. Why? Because, like I said, that shit was our roofies. You understand? Exactly. That was our roofies. So exactly. before we start passing judgment on old Bill, just remember, you had some roofies too. Just that your roofies wasn't Hypnol. Your roofies was weed.
Don't throw stones.
And
don't throw stones. The saying.
Well, man, we got to get past that shit, man. We gotta get past trying to stand on that moral high ground shit, man. We got to get past it. We have to, man, because none of us have these squeaky clean pasts. And see, that's another thing. It's always the people with the dirtiest motherfucking shit in their closet always trying to fucking point out the dirt of other people, man. I mean, we got to stop doing that shit, man. We got to stop doing it. It's almost as if we point out others' shortcomings or bad decisions, it kind of negates ours. That's stupid.
Right. That is or makes us feel better about ours. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It makes us feel better about our shit. When we can focus on somebody else's shit, that's deflection. Okay? And I don't allow that shit to happen. I put a mirror right in front of your ass because I openly reveal my flaws. All of my mistakes that I've made, I have no problem sharing them with anyone. You know what I'm saying? because I'm not embarrassed by them. But once again, man, we cannot afford to be so divisive. We can't. We still only make up 13% of the population. Okay, there aren't very many of us here in the fucking first place, and you already know that when it comes to education and to finance, we are at the bottom of the totem pole. We are trailing behind nearly every racial group in the country. So it behooves us to be a united front. White people can afford to argue. They can afford to fight because everybody wants to be like them still till this day.
It's true.
So they can afford to do all of that shit. White women have probably hated white men for decades, and they're finally sharing it with the world. They're like, you know what? We can't stand these motherfuckers. And I would say this, the Me Too movement really, as you know, to me, it's a revenge plot to tear down the reputations and the lives and careers of white men. It was hijacked by white women because it was originated by a black woman, but it's been co-opted by white women, and they're using it to destroy powerful white men, really white men in general. That's their fight. It's not ours. We need to steer clear of that shit. It has nothing to do with us. Absolutely nothing. And you have a lot of these white women convincing black women that they are experiencing the same struggles. No, you're not. Black women, no, you're not. Do not believe that shit. Do not listen to those motherfuckers trying to poison and corrupt your mind. They're nothing like you. We don't treat you anything like white men treat them. We don't oppress you. First of all, we don't have the resources to oppress you. We don't have the power to oppress you. You've never been oppressed, black women, in the black community. Ever. Don't listen to that bullshit. And so, to link this to what we were talking about originally, once again, we have to be concerned about protecting our own. We place so much attention. We focus so much on what other people are doing, probably because that's easier than addressing our own issues and sweeping our own porch, cleaning our own backyard. But we need to do more of that because as other racial groups are advancing, we are trailing behind. We are in retrograde. And it's part of the reason is because we don't have the ability, it seems, to forgive. We don't forgive one another. We hold grudges, bad blood, the whole crabs in the barrel syndrome. It's still a problem for us, which is why the Bill Cosbys and the Kanye West of the world are outcasts. They're excommunicated from the village. It's because of the crabs in the barrel mentality. And the moment that someone, as you said, if they state or if they express an unpopular opinion or if they don't walk in lockstep with the rest of us, they're cast out. That contributes to the divisiveness, right? To the disunity within our own community. We have to stop that, man, because it ain't gonna get us nowhere.
Nope. I mean, often, man, you would think that this stuff would get better. You would think that we would learn our lessons from shit like this. And, you know, as far as like this Me Too thing, I mean, we can sit back and watch this, man, and see that, you know, some black people, brothers, are getting swept up in this shit. People like Bill Cosby, Tavis Smiley, you know, people like that are finding themselves swept up in it. Okay, they're swept up in this. And like you said, if black women jump on the bandwagon with this shit, and I think a lot of them will, if they jump on the bandwagon with this shit, man, it's going to be just like it was back in the days where they jumped on the damn feminism goddamn bandwagon, you know, because one thing I want black women to understand, and I'm going to speak to black women right now. I'm going to tell y'all this. If you think that these white women give a shit about you, you're crazy. The only thing they're going to do is use your numbers. They're going to get you out there to march, carry signs, wear pink shirts, right? They're going to use your numbers, okay? But when that's all over and the parade is over and the march is over and everybody's thrown their signs in the garbage, they're going to go back to their white husbands. You're going to go back to your empty damn apartment. And not only that, whenever something happens to white women, the first thing they do is they want to gather all of you black women and say, come on, we're all women. Let's all stick together. Come march with us. Come carry signs. You know, let's do a social media campaign. But if something ever happened to you black women, look around and see who's there for you. Look for the Gloria Allreds and all of those so-called feminist power brokers. They're nowhere to be found when shit happened to black women. Now, they want you to all gather around when something happened to white hoes now. They want you to gather around. They want you to come into the group. They want you to march on Washington. They want you to carry signs. But when something happened to your ass, they're invisible. Remember that. They're invisible, black women. These white women don't give a shit about you. All they care about is your numbers. It looks big on TV to have a sea of women folk out there. Looks good. They want you there for your numerical strength. Yeah, they want you there for that. But once it's all said and done, tell you what, see if you can get Gloria Allred on the goddamn phone. See if you can get on the phone. And something happening to black women. I don't give a damn what it is. You think she talking about women's rights then? If it concerns you, her, all them other damn white broads who stand up on TV and parade people in front of the damn camera and talk about how this is a outrage and a tragedy and all this kind of nonsense. Notice how oftentimes the women she's standing next to don't look like your black ass. You ever notice that? Mm-hmm. But she's quick to tell you how we're all women. We should all be in solidarity. And see, I can't really be mad at her. Got to be mad at y'all because y'all fall for this shit. Yeah, you fall for this shit. I don't know why. I don't know why. These white women don't give a fuck about y'all. They don't.
I'll tell you why. I would say, and this really applies to black people in general. We want to be a part of something. That white is what folks, it is.
We want to be part of white folks. That's what
we want to be part of white folks. But overall, we want to be part of something bigger than ourselves. And it's because individually we are lacking in so many ways. We lack purpose. We lack direction, right? We lack structure. And so when we have an opportunity to be part of something bigger than ourselves, we jump on it. Why do you think we jumped on this Colin Kaepernick controversy? It's because it allowed us to be part of something bigger than ourselves. The funny thing is, while this multi-millionaire was looking for a job in the NFL, and while millions of us rallied around him, I mean, he was fine without a job. He had money. He was going to be just fine. Meanwhile, you have a bunch of niggas broke, unemployed. You're supporting Colin Kaepernick. You're rallying behind Colin Kaepernick. You're galvanizing to support this man while your ass is broke. You ain't got no job, and now you fight for him to get one.
Mm-hmm. Donating to his cause.
Donate money you know you can't afford to give.
A little piece of your unemployment check.
A little piece of your unemployment check for this man.
Multi-millionaire.
To a multi-millionaire who has earned more money than you can ever dream of. Stupid. So, with black women, I think the problem is in many cases, you know, and I don't mean to put the blame on black men, but many of us are simply trifling as hell. It's just the damn truth. I can say the same thing about black women, but I think that black relationships are failing miserably. To be honest with you, I think there's a gender war brewing in the black community between black women and black men. And it's primarily because we are emotionally incompatible. That's what I truly believe for a variety of reasons that I won't go into. But the divorce rate in our community is still sky high. Even in the black church, it's 70% or more. So not even Jesus can help us stay together. Not even Jesus. And so for whatever reason, we can't figure it out. We can't get it right. And I think black women feel abandoned. They feel like their voices aren't being heard. And to be honest with you, I think they feel like they're being taken advantage of, mistreated by black men. And then on the converse end, we feel like black women don't listen. Black women are too aggressive. They're too domineering. They're too demanding, right? And so we have this negative energy festering between us, and it's driving a wedge between us. And that's why our relationships are failing. So black women are looking at white women and saying, okay, well, we may not be experiencing the same level of oppression they are, but we are oppressed in certain ways. For example, you have niggas who promise to be there to help us take care of these kids, and they disappear. Right, they break the law and they're locked up for years at a time, leaving us alone to take care of children, right? To work 2 jobs to provide for ourselves and our children. That to me is an example of oppression. Would you not agree?
Yeah, but this is the thing.
Or neglect at the very least. If not oppression, neglect, abandonment. That's what I'm saying. So black men, we aren't treating them well enough so that they feel like they don't need to join white feminists. They feel like we aren't giving them the type of support that they need. And so they are seeking it from other people, white women in particular. And quite often they seek it from themselves. Why do you think so many black women experiment with lesbianism? It ain't because they're naturally attracted to black women. It's because they've given up on niggas and now they feel like, well, we might as well give lesbianism a try. It ain't natural.
Yeah, but don't you think that to a degree, I think that they've often played a part in it. I mean, let us be clear, there's a lot of dudes up there, man, there's a lot of dudes out there who have, they leave a lot to be desired, far as, being a father and being a husband and all that kind of stuff. But on the flip side of that, I mean, there's a lot of women out there who leave a lot to be desired as far as being a mother, being a wife and all that kind of shit. So, I mean, I don't think that now there's some validity to what you're saying, but I think it goes a little deeper than that. I think that oftentimes what happens is I think the expectations of many women kind of exceed what they bring to the table often. Yeah, I think their expectations kind of exceed. I don't think that you should be able to ask for more than what you give. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I agree.
If you're coming to the table, it's just like if we cooking dinner, right? And we got a bunch of people and we all getting around the table, and one bring salad, somebody bring chicken, somebody bring a pie, somebody bring a spoon, forks and cups, and somebody bring the pots and pans. Everybody feel pretty even unless this motherfucker sitting at the table who ain't brought shit. That person that didn't bring shit is going to get the side eye from everyone. So exactly. I mean, sometimes, and that can work both ways. I mean, it can work with men or women. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it can work both ways. I just feel like, oftentimes, man, people come in, man, and they expect to get more than they give. They want to be the person coming to the table who ain't brought shit, while everybody else brought some chicken, bought some pots, bought some pans, bought some, some collard greens.
Well, let me tell you what a woman once said to me, because I articulated the same sentiment to her. And she said, well, we are the table. Excuse me?
See, that's bullshit.
Excuse me? Women are the table.
That's bullshit.
You must be outside your mind. I said, look, man, if I find you at Walmart stocking shelves, or if you at Hooters slinging chicken wings, you have no right to look down on me. Period.
That's bullshit. See, they can't.
You have no right to expect more from me than what you can provide. So if you're working a minimum wage job, if you're coming with baggage, if you're coming with kids, if you're coming with cellulite, fat on your, if a man even would tolerate some bullshit like that, if you're coming with flaws, then you have no right to demand anything from me. Because according to my Bible, two people should be equally yoked, none above the other. So, what you bring to the table should be just as substantial as what I bring to the table. Period.
Yeah, you can't be full of flaws but come in and request flawlessness. I mean, that's just stupid right there. I mean, you come in with a truckload of flaws, but you expect in exchange for those truckload of flaws, you expect flawlessness. That makes no sense. Yeah, that makes no sense.
You want a man educated, 6 figures, tall, good looking, charming, all of these things you want. Perhaps he spent some time in jail, so he's a little street, got some thug in him, but he's also a businessman. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want a super nigga is what you want.
Yeah.
Why would a nigga like that fuck with you? Because most likely he has unlimited options. So why would he give his loyalty to you, a regular chick? You working at Target.
It's true.
You the cashier.
It's true. But see, some people will say that, you know, we brothers should be you know, getting with these women and doing, you know, because what often happens is, and this has been a big debate too, you know, on the old interwebs here, where people say that, you know, brothers get successful and, you know, they leave up out the hood, you know, they get away from the neighborhood, they get away from black folks and ghetto hoes and nonsense. You know, when they get a little money, they go off and, you know, go do something else. You know, they go live in suburbia and move around white folks and all that kind of stuff, which me personally, I don't have a problem with. I mean, if you're a person who has made something out of yourself, okay, and you make a decent amount of money, I don't think you should be obligated to stay in some ran down hood where motherfuckers getting shot, robbed, and killed every other day. I don't think you're obligated to do that. I mean, others would beg to differ with that, but I just don't believe that you should be obligated to stay in a place just because you're from that place once you reach a level of success. Because oftentimes what happens is, you know, you have brothers who grow up, you know, in these hoods and shit, and they become, you know, athletes or actors, whatever case may be. And, you know, they move to Beverly Hills, you know, they move, you know what I'm saying? They move to the Hamptons, you know, they get the hell out of there, which makes perfect sense because if, say I'm in a city like Detroit or Chicago, right? And I grew up in the ghetto singing songs for survival. And I mess around and I become a basketball player or a football player, something like that, and I make $5 and $10 million a year. Why the hell would I still remain living in the damn projects with my old black ass mama when I make $10 million a year? I mean, when I come off the season of playing games, I ain't coming to sleep in the projects. I ain't coming to sleep in my mama project apartment. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, isn't the goal to get out of the hood?
Yes.
Isn't that the goal?
Well, some people don't believe that's the goal. Some people believe, this is what I think some people believe. Some people believe that whether you're living in like the ghetto or not living in the ghetto, it's the onus is on you to try to fix the ghetto. And see, me, I don't necessarily believe that because I believe the solutions for people in the ghetto are individual, not collective. And I tell you what I mean when I say that. When you talk about, let's take a place like Chicago or Detroit or St. Louis or wherever you want to talk about. If people in that particular ghetto, and we talking about places where, you know, the poverty rate, those little hamlets where there's like 50, 60% poverty in that one little, you know, 10 square block area where 60% of the people there are living below the poverty line. There's nothing you're going to be able to do to come in there and fix that collectively. Everything that gets fixed there is going to be individually. It's going to be house by house, family by family, street by street, block by block. It's not, you're not going to come in there and save 5,000 people at once. You're not. I don't give a shit what anyone says. You're not. You're going to be able to come in there and maybe get 20 people, 30 people, 100 people, and help them at once. And
well, how can you even do that?
May not
We're
even
talking about money, right? You're talking about financially.
Yeah, you talk about changing the conditions, the living conditions of those people. It's not going to be, there are no collective solutions, man. You can't go into a neighborhood and save 5,000 people at one time. You're going to have to go in there and save 5 people at a time. That's just
the problem is you
realistic.
said the conditions are a result of the actions and the mentality of those living in that neighborhood, of the people. Money cannot change a man's mentality.
Nah.
Perhaps it can, but if a professional athlete decided to pump money into his community, that's not going to change the mindset of the people living in that community.
Nope.
The reason why you see graffiti and vandalism and you see trash spread all over the place, and you see, and this doesn't apply to all black neighborhoods, mind you, but many of them it does apply to. The reason why they look that way is because the people living in them don't give a fuck. No amount of money will change that.
No.
So what is an athlete or an entertainer to do? Waste his money so that he can buy new buildings, new property, so that the new property and new buildings can be defaced and vandalized? What is the point of that?
Yeah, that's why I say the solutions there's not a lot of collective solutions in those places. You know, the solutions are going to be individual because see, the only people you're going to really be able to save is the people that want to be saved. You're not going to save people who don't want to be saved, man. You know, because some people, they don't want to be saved. They don't want their conditions to change. They don't want to change their mind. They don't want to change their geographical location. They don't want to do it. So how do you get those people on board? The people who say, you know what? That's it. I'm hood. I'm going to be here till the day I die, and that's it. Those people, you're not going to be able to change. You're not going to be able to save those people. The people you're going to be able to save are the people who you look at and they say, you know what, man, I don't want to live like this anymore. I want to be something. I want to make something out of my life. I want to get the fuck out of here. You know, those are the people you're going to be able to save. You're not going to be able to save the people who are die hard. You know, they die hard hood and talking about hood till I die. You're not going to be able to save those people. They don't want to be saved. They don't.
Well, going back to Cosby, he offered solutions. He offered them. And guess what? We turned our backs on that nigga. That's what happened. He offered solutions. What did he tell us? Black men, be better fathers to your sons. Right? What did he say? Black young boys, represent yourselves better. Pull your pants up. Conduct yourselves in a manner that merits respect so that you're not constantly harassed by the police. He tried to give the blueprint to us, and we rejected it, and we rejected him. The solutions were provided. Here's the thing, man. You got cats who are trying to give the community solutions. The problem is, as you said, people don't want to change. They're not receptive to the solutions because it will require them to actually make an effort to change. And most people don't want you to make an effort. Most people do not want you to step outside their comfort zone. They're perfectly fine living or the status quo. They're perfectly fine relying on the government for their survival. They're perfectly fine with living in neighborhoods that are infested and plagued with violence and poverty. They're fine with that. They don't want solutions, so there's no amount of money that can change it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, throwing money at those places is pointless, man. You know, you'd be throwing money at those places for the next 50 some odd damn years. I don't really think that's a solution. I think, like you said, the solutions are going to be on an individual basis, and the solutions are going to be the changing of people's minds. And until that happens on a mass scale, I don't see much change for those places. Because I know a brother, okay, that I'm cool with. He's from New York City, and he's in the ghetto. He's from Brownsville. His name is Q Butter, and he's in the hood. And whenever I go to New York, I go in the hood and I see him, and I watch him, man. And he's not changing all of Brooklyn, but he's changing Brooklyn piece by piece by piece. He has a school where he teaches young kids STEM for free. He does credit repair for black folks for free. He has a fully outfitted photo studio that he gives people access to for pennies on the dollar. He has 3 goddamn recording studios in his house that he gives people access to for pennies on the dollar. So he helps people out, but it's, you know, person by person by person by person. You know, he's not trying to save 5,000 people in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? He's saving them 30 at a time, 40 at a time. You know what I'm saying? It'll eventually get to 5,000, but he's saving them 30, 40 at a time. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. So, you mentioned children. These are the individuals that we need to try to save.
Yep.
They are the ones who can still be salvaged.
Yep.
Like if you're talking about someone who's 25 and older, set in their ways, stubborn, bullheaded, they will not be changed. Forget about those niggas. Let them do what they do.
I say this shit all the time, just like Frederick Douglass. Just like Frederick Douglass says, it's easier to raise strong children than it is to repair broken men. You got some dude is 36 years old. He has no job. He has no drive. He has no ambition. He has no nothing. He still lives in his mama's attic. You can't do nothing with this dude, man. What the hell are you going to do with him? What you going to do with him? If you give him a damn job, he going to fuck it up. He ain't going to show up. He ain't going to do what he's supposed to do. You have to start with the little tykes. That's where it's going to start. I mean, you're going to have some adults who you can kind of get on the train, but your best shot is with those little ones. That's your best shot, I think. I've always thought that, you know, because I think that the children are more important than these old fucking no good daddies and these old ain't shit mamas. These children are more important. And people get mad at me when I say that, but I don't give a shit. The children are more important, man. They're more important because 9 times out of 10, when you talk about these kind of places, man, where, you know, there's drugs and there's killings and there's murders and there's shootings and there's crack and it's all this kind of nonsense, usually the fucking adults are lost anyway. They're the ones lost. I talked about this with Russell Van the other week. The people who suffer the most in these communities are the very young and the very old. Okay? Because, see, they don't have any defense from the shit that the people in the middle of them, you know, the people who are in between the very young and the very old, because they're usually the goddamn problem. Okay? It's not the very old and the very young that's the problem. It's the people in the middle of that group. They are making life hard for the very old and the very young. You understand? So we have to get past that, because see, if we start with the little tykes, okay, and they become those people in the middle, because not only will their lives be improved as they small, they can improve that environment as they get older. And guess what? The people who are older than them, the very old, don't have to be afraid to come out of their house after 7 o'clock. They don't have to have 9 locks on their door. They don't have to do that, because, see, 30 years ago, we raised up some little tykes who had honor, integrity, respect, self-discipline, character, drive, ability, ambition, dreams, goals. So these are the people coming up now, as opposed to these freaking miscreant ass people running around shooting folks in the head, okay, over stupid shit and killing innocent folks who don't got nothing to do with anything. That's what bothers me more than anything else. I don't care if these fools run around and kill each other. It's when innocent people who've done nothing end up dead, man. That's what bothers me more than anything else. If these stupid niggas want to run around and shoot each other up, go right ahead, man. You hate him, he hates you. Fuck it, y'all go ahead, kill each other. What bothers me is when Granny get killed sitting at the bus stop, when a 2-year-old gets shot on the playground. when a 13-year-old girl gets killed on her way home from school. That shit bothers me more than anything else because these people didn't have shit to do with anything. Shit, you live by the gun, goddamn it, you die by the gun. But the people who aren't living by the gun, they shouldn't die by it, man. That bothers me more than anything else. I say again, these stupid ass Negroes want to run around and shoot each other up. Be my guest. Leave the fucking innocent people alone. Leave the kids alone. Leave the people who trying to go back and forth to school alone. Leave the old people alone. You motherfuckers go somewhere and just kill each other and get it over with. Okay, we can come in there with a fucking bulldozer and just dig a big old hole. Okay, and after y'all done kill each other, and we can just put all you motherfuckers in the hole and cover it up and pretend you never existed. You understand? That's what bothers me when innocent people find themselves dead. Okay, because that's a problem too. Because see, I have a brother that I'm aligned with on here, right? He lives in Chicago, and he says he talks to brothers in these places. And he said he asked them, man, like, you know, when y'all have these problems with these people, man, like, why don't y'all just go after the people? And he said that the brothers told him, man, when we go to the block, we just shoot at everything. We don't care who's out there. We don't care if you're walking with your 2-year-old daughter. We don't care if grandma's at the bus stop. We don't care if school kids are getting off the bus. We don't care. We just come out there and we shoot at everybody. This is what we have, man. That kind of shit is a problem. Because, you know, since Negroes ever was able to have a weapon, we've killed each other. Okay, right. So like I said, I don't have a problem with these crazy Negroes shooting each other. I don't. Shoot each other at will. Like I said, y'all just go somewhere and kill each other. We come in there with some bulldozers and we dig some holes, okay, with some payloaders, dig some holes and just bulldoze your bodies in there and cover it up. They're covered right up. It's when innocent people die, man. That's what fucks with me. When innocent folks die.
And that's what I'm saying too. This problem is common. It's commonplace, man. It is pervasive and it's getting worse. It has reached an epidemic stage. And that's why I don't want to hear you niggas talking about Donald Trump or Kanye West or whomever, because you know just as well as I do, we are our own biggest enemy. We always have been. We always will be. And so I don't want to hear complaints about Trump because Trump isn't, as you said, riding around the neighborhood, spraying everything he sees. That's not Trump. That's not Kanye. That's not Bill Cosby. All of the men that we discussed this evening, none of these cats are responsible for the mayhem and the violence taking place in cities like Detroit, in Chicago, in St. Louis, in Mississippi. I can keep going on and on. New Orleans, Baltimore. I can keep going. Los Angeles, Texas. It's like, dude, we have to take a serious look at ourselves and just be honest about what the fuck is going on. Trump for us is a scapegoat. He's a way for us to deflect. Kanye West and others, we use them to deflect from our own problems. That's what it is. Because Trump ain't your problem. Kanye West ain't your problem. It's the nigga on the corner waiting to spray everything he sees. That nigga's the problem.
Yep, it's that nigga you got living in your basement. He your problem.
And the nigga you got living in your basement, he's the problem. And the fact that black women, here's the thing, we gotta just to go quickly back to black women just briefly. You can't have two dysfunctional people producing children.
Nope.
You understand? So you have women who are dysfunctional, right? And they procreate with niggas who are dysfunctional, niggas who can't keep a job, niggas who are in and out of prison, niggas who aren't educated, niggas who are no good, right? Who aren't faithful, who aren't loyal, who have no drive, no ambition, no direction, no purpose. They procreate with men like these all of the time, and their children fall through the cracks. It perpetuates a cycle of mediocrity within the black community, because we have so many black folk who are mediocre having babies with one another, and their children become mediocre, and their children's children, and the cycle goes on and on and on. You can't blame Trump for that. He ain't responsible for that, man.
Yeah. It's true. That's true. I mean, at some point, we have to, man, we got to have some type of standards, man. And we got to stop blaming Donald Trump. And fucking Donald Trump ain't got shit to do with what the hell you doing, or who you having babies by, or who you sticking your penis in. Goddamn, Trump don't got shit to do with that now. I mean, people can say what they want. Trump don't got he ain't got nothing to do with who you let putting a penis in you, and he don't got nothing to do with who you put your penis in. So I don't want to hear that Trump shit. Nah, nope. I ain't trying to hear that shit. He don't got nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with it. So, I mean, what I think oftentimes, man, we often hear people say, well, this was designed by, white supremacy, and the white power structure designed this and made it this way. And let's say that's true. Let's say it's true, right? Let's say it was designed in 1980. Let's say it was designed in 1970. Let's say it was designed in 2000. Why the fuck are we still falling in line with it in 2018 though? Even if it is true, let's pretend it's true. It was designed in 1980 or 1990 or 2000. Why the fuck are we still falling for it in 2018? Why are we still falling for it? We've seen the results. Why are we still falling for it?
Because some people would say, oh, well, they made the conditions so bad that we take out our frustrations on one another. Yeah. That's what I hear a lot of these hotep niggas saying. Well, the conditions are so bad that we need a release and an outlet. And quite often it's violence. Really? So you mean to tell me that our only release is violence, fucking, and eating?
Yeah.
That's all we can do, right? Yep. Is eat, fuck, and kill one another. That's the only release we got for the condition that we're in? Fuck all that, man. I mean, it's...
Well,
how low do we think of ourselves?
Yeah, I've never subscribed to that nonsense, man. I mean, like I talked about this earlier, man. I know the white power structure controls shit. I know white supremacy exists in all kinds of forms, but see, I choose to use that shit as a reason for me to strive to have more. I don't use that. I use that shit as a reason for me to try to succeed, man, to reach success. I don't use that shit as a fucking excuse to fail. I mean, I think that's what we need to do, instead of sitting around and throwing our hands up and say fucking white supremacy got me. What we need to do is be using that shit as a reason to fucking succeed, man, instead of using it as a fucking excuse, man, to be failures and shit. That's what bothers me, because I think that some people have sat back, threw their hands up, and saying, I can't do nothing because white supremacy got me. See, I don't choose to do that, man. What I choose to do is roll my goddamn sleeves up and get to work, despite it being white supremacy. I'm not going to throw my hands up and say white supremacy got me because I'm black. Get the fuck out of here, okay? I have children. I have grandchildren. What kind of fucking patriarch would I be if I'm standing around telling you I can't do shit because white supremacy got me? Come on, man. I'm so sick of hearing that shit. I'm so sick of people telling me that white supremacy got them. Quit telling me that shit. Tell me what you're doing despite of the white supremacy. Tell me what you're doing to not... You don't have to necessarily be fighting white supremacy as a collective, but what the hell are you doing to fight it individually in your own life, in the life of your children, in the life of your family, man? What are you doing besides throwing your hands up and saying, I can't do nothing because of the white man? Get the fuck out.
Let me tell you something, and I totally agree with you 100%, but it seems to me like Latinos and other minority groups, they're finding a way to succeed in spite of the white power structure looming over our heads. Somehow they're finding a way to get things done. So apparently we're the only ones who can't, right? That don't make no fucking sense. Everybody else is doing it. We can't, right? And then we talk about white supremacy.
White supremacy only affects us. It doesn't affect
It only affects us. It affects us more than other people, right? Get the fuck out of here. And the funny thing is, we talk about white supremacy, and then you niggas have the nerve on Sunday to go to church and worship a white Jesus. You got them plastered all over your walls.
You talking about stupid, man. You talking about fucking symbolic irony, man, to the third power, man. You hear people cry this white man shit, and then go somewhere and pray to a damn white Jesus. It's like, what the
come on, man. Get the fuck out of here, man.
I'm telling you, man, a lot of times, yeah, we about to wrap up soon, but I truly believe, man, I truly believe that we have not only have we freaking lost the vision of who we are as a people. I also think, man, we have lost any goddamn we've lost any concrete reasoning, man, to try to do better. Some of us, man, I'm not saying all of us, but I mean, we've lost goddamn any concrete reasoning to try to do better, man. I mean, a lot of us, I truly believe that a lot of us have just thrown our fucking hands up, man. We've thrown our fucking hands up. All right. We've thrown our goddamn hands up, man, and said, fine, we're gonna sit back and wait for somebody to come along and save us from white supremacy before we do anything. And that's like the stupidest thing in the world, man. That's stupid. That's stupid, man. Because let me tell you something. Whatever damn white supremacy that's here now, that means it's always been here, right? It's always been here. It's not like it just formed yesterday or formed this morning. All right. It's always been here, right? And somehow, some way, black folks have made a way to not only survive, but many of us strive. Many of us do pretty good for ourselves. Many of us have a life. Many of us have a family. Many of us have a career. Many of us have businesses. Many of us have things. So how the fuck can somebody really sympathize with somebody who stands around and talks about the white power structure all the fucking time when they look just like you? I talked about it earlier tonight. I was like, whatever white supremacy, man, you claim is here, what you think I'm not a victim of that shit too? Have you seen my color lately? If it's affecting you so much, that means it's affecting me too. So, I mean, what on earth are you seeing that is so detrimental to your life that I'm not seeing? That's what I don't get. Now,
should we go back 50 or 60 years?
Yeah.
50 or 60 years ago, when racism was at its height, when the white power structure was at the height of its power, and black people still managed, as you said, not only to survive, but thrive academically, right? Economically, professionally. Those generations produced some of the best and brightest minds in American history under the boot of oppression and racism at its height. Exactly. In 2018, you niggas are talking about some shit that you really know nothing about. You know nothing about real oppression. You know nothing about it. You've never experienced real racism. Never in your life. Yeah, as it was in the 1950s and 60s when your great-grandparents still got their black asses up and worked hard to build the communities that you were tearing down as we speak. I don't want to hear no shit from y'all.
Exactly. Man, Brother Haywood, man, it's always good, man, to have you come through. My brother, you know you my man. I wasn't even going to do a show tonight because I had told everybody last week we was only going to do a show on Thursday, but you had hit me up. I told him, I said, my man hit me up. He said he wanted to talk about something, so we're going to do a show tonight. Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming through, man. It's always a good discussion, man. You know, I always end up talking about some shit that makes me angry when you fucking come on, man.
Most people tell me that shit. I get that from a lot of people, man.
I always end up talking about some shit that makes me angry, but you know, man, it's always a pleasure, brother, to have you on. You know, anytime, you know, you got my information, you hit me up. You know, we can do this all over again, brother. You know
Will do, brother. Appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming through, brother. Peace. Hit me up, man.
All right, we'll do, man.
All right, brother. Yeah. Just got off the line with my man, Cory Haywood. I mean, whenever old brother Haywood comes on, man, I always end up talking about some shit that pisses me off. Okay, because I try not to talk about shit that pisses me off about black folks. I kind of keep it to myself sometimes. But I don't know. Brother Haywood brings that out of a motherfucker sometime. But yeah. Y'all, I'm gonna get pissed at y'all if y'all don't get on down there to the old Prophet of Thought series on Facebook. That's 2 words, Prophet of Thought series on Facebook. That's the main page. Get on down there. It's a community page. Get on down there, follow it, share it, like it. You can always keep up with what's going on the old T.P.O.T machine down there. There's always some good stuff down there. Get on down there, check it out. Go ahead, follow the page, like the page, share it, get the numbers up for a brother. Look out for a brother. Also, get on down there to the T.P.O.T bandwagon page. That's a personal page. You can actually send that page a friend request. I'll make sure that the request gets accepted really, really quick. And also, get on down there to the Prophet of Thought Series fan group page on Facebook. That's the Prophet of Thought Series fan group page on Facebook. The numbers are climbing on that. I think we're about to hit 3,000 pretty damn soon. So get on down there, request to be a member. You guaranteed to get in pretty quick. Trust me, I'll put the word in for you. Yeah, get on down there. There's always some good stuff down there. It's not just me, you know, it's a fan page. You know, I can't believe that many of y'all actually listening to my shit. But like I said, it's a fan page, so it's not just X down there talking shit. Other people post things up there too. They're down there talking shit as well. Also, hit us up on WhatsApp and Instagram. That's Prophet of Thought on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. You guarantee to get a follow back. Anybody that follows me knows that I will follow you back when I get around to checking it. Also, we talk about this every damn week. Get on down there to our Twitter page. You know the handle. It's at T.P.O.T Media on Twitter. It's at T.P.O.T Media on Twitter. Get on down there. Follow us on Twitter, or I will haunt you in your dreams for the next century. So get on down there. Follow us on Twitter. You can always see what I tweet out and what videos I put up on YouTube and things of that nature. And when you get a chance, get on down there to the old Prophet of Thought series website. It's www.don'teventryit.wikifoundyou.com. www.don'teventryit.wikifoundyou.com. There's always something good going on down there. Make sure you get on down there to the tribute to the fallen. Y'all know that that's very important to me. I talk about it and plug it every damn week. Tribute to the fallen is a page that I constructed for people who have met an untimely death, whether it be by street violence or by the hands of police. And what I do is I take their photos and I put it on something called the Tribute to the Fallen carousel, so these people can be honored and paid tribute to as long as X is around. If you know somebody who has met an untimely death, whether it be someone you know, someone you saw on television, or someone you saw in a newspaper, make sure you send me the photo and make sure you add their name, and I will add them to the Tribute to the Fallen carousel so they can be honored on the old T.P.O.T page. All right, so get on down there, check that out. And also, while you're down there, get on down there to Water and Wind. That's teacher Tanisha's online store. Get on down there and take a look and see what she got. She got so much shit on there, I can't even explain it all to y'all. But get on down there, take a look at the inventory. Go ahead, purchase some of the stuff. You know, look out for the sister because, boy, she got so much shit she sells. It's just ridiculous. If you can't get through to her, you can always hit me up and I can patch you through the old teach. And I think if you mention T.P.O.T, she might give your black ass a discount. So get on down there and check it out. So I want to thank y'all for coming out tonight. I want to thank the mods and all the people in the chat. And I also want to thank you for showing up tonight and spending some time with us. And make sure you have your black behinds here tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a really, really good show. We're going to be talking about the Black Widow. And trust me, it's not what you think it's going to be. It's not what you think it's going to be. I'm telling you, might be a little shit you might suspect, but it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. My special guests are going to be Brother Nagone, Brother Samuels, Black Ram 313, and Brother Obsidian, and Brother Jay Sean will be stopping in as well. So make sure you right here have your black behinds right here, same time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern for that show. It's going to be a good show. I don't think you want to miss it. It's going to be wide open tomorrow, so you need to be right here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. I want to thank my man Jay Sean for stopping by tonight, and I also want to thank the guest of honor, my man Cory Haywood, for coming up in here and saying some shit to make me mad out this. He even know how to say shit to make me mad. But anyway, with that, I will leave you with 3 words. Like I always do, open your minds. And we are out of here, y'all.
The Prophet of Thought series.
Peace, folks. Open your mind.